details, but don't forget to tell them that Radio from Hell sent you. That's Radio from Hell sent you. Or you can go to the website. It's zerores.com.
Oh, gross. It is.
I was thinking today how much just this moment one of our interns, the organized intern Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her
For what?
as my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what? Do you
Well,
have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. I need, it would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it. See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to
You
be
would
on
end up
the
yelling at her.
receiving end
Yeah.
of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah.
Things like that.
You would end
So
up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here, but speaking as someone who has an assistant,
What do you need an assistant for?
I feel
Here we go.
I feel bad having her do things,
That's what I'm saying.
and so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her,
I do.
then don't feel bad.
Yeah.
That unless she's the sort of person who goes, okay, I'll get right on that.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, if it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right.
See,
right, Chief. As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
How do you
Yeah,
find that?
that's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah.
Because my assistant Nicole, I like her. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need. It just anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her.
Yeah.
And you would. And
Maybe.
eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get
right,
this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just
Yeah.
for fun?
L on X96 is local, so that means you might bump into Carrie, Bill, or Gina at the grocery store. So if that happens, hey, ask for a selfie with them.
All right, let's see. It says 7:05. We got round one of your boner voting coming up.
I watched the Golden Globes last night.
Oh,
did?
Did you watch the whole thing? Mm-hmm.
So that we didn't have to?
Yeah.
Was it entertaining?
No.
No.
No, Andy
mean,
Samberg and
Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh. I don't know what Carrie and I were talking about it this morning, and he had an idea of how they picked them to be.
I
together.
predicted that they had a list of boy names on one side and girl names on the other, and they threw darts at each side.
and we're
And
gonna
said, let's do that.
just it.
Now, on paper, it seems like a good idea.
They're both talented.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
And so is he, and you would think that maybe they could pull it off.
It was just.
No,
I mean, it wasn't horrible. It just was not. It was.
I didn't see, so I'm just reading what I'm, this morning.
I sure like her dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some audio about them.
About them?
Well,
Or
of the
them?
two of them. Here is them trying to roast the attendees
Okay.
while maintaining their nice personas.
All right.
So here we go. Let's see what we got.
Hope you're wearing your flip-flops, Hollywood, because we're about to scorch some earth.
Damn right. Rip it, Andy.
Well, if it isn't Spike Lee. Yeah. Mr. Do the Right Thing. Well, I'll tell you who does the right thing. You, as a director, lifetime fan, can't wait to see what you do next. Bam, face.
Brutal.
Destroyed. All right, Sandra, hit him.
Bradley Cooper. You are hot.
Damn!
It's just.
This
Nice.
is live on television. No takebacks.
That's
All right,
okay.
who else we
Yeah.
got?
I see what they're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean,
It-
like I said, it wasn't. It was just sort of there.
You're like, okay.
I kind of had that feeling about a lot of the award winners too, and I've come to a realization about Bohemian Rhapsody. So
It shouldn't have won Best Picture, should it?
no, but let me say this: I really liked the movie. I really liked Rami Malek. Here's why I think there's so much love for it, because there's so much love for Freddie Mercury.
Right.
It was not a great movie. It was a basic
It was
by the numbers
Sure.
That's why I haven't rushed out to see it.
biopic.
And-
It was now, and here's how I know that, because I'm like, oh, this is all right. My kids became huge fans of Queen
Right.
after we went to see it, and it's a Queen one. The band one is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the movie was not.
I read a really good, just a really good article about comparing Bohemian Rhapsody to A Star Is Born. Just the two movies.
Yeah.
And as a woman, she said, I was waiting for Subway and they were playing videos on the platform. And all of a sudden it was Queen and it was Freddie Mercury wearing these tight shorts and performing We Will Rock You. And it was a video of that. And I was just, everybody started watching it on the subway platform, and I missed my train because I was watching that, and it was just like, oh my God, this is so riveting. And then I started thinking about comparing that to Rami Malek and the movie, and he can't do that. He can pretend and the movie can't do that.
No.
And then I started thinking about A Star Is Born and Lady Gaga, who takes her name from a Queen song,
Yep.
interestingly enough.
Radio Gaga.
And she can do that.
Yeah.
And, it's just an interesting kind of,
Star is Born was a better movie.
yeah. And she was a better performer than Rami Malek.
And she didn't win.
No, he did.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close
won. And now I haven't seen The Wife.
Nobody has.
Nobody has.
No.
I remember Sean Means reviewing it, saying, "This is Glenn Close, going for an Oscar." I remember him specifically saying this movie wasn't that great, but that she was
Good. Yeah,
good
really
in it. But A Star Is Born did not. I mean, it won Best Song, which it should have, but it didn't win. Bradley Cooper didn't win for director. Lady Gaga didn't win. Now this is the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
It's the Hollywood Foreign Press, and there are still a lot of allegations that it's kind of rigged.
You can kind of buy your way. And,
Yeah. Although I'll take the win for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for Best Animated.
I think it will be very different at the Oscars.
Best performance by an actress in a motion picture. So the nominees are Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Charlize Theron, Tully, Constance Wu, Crazy Rich Asians. And it was Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Was it? Oh, no.
That's Best Supporting Actress. I don't know what.
It says Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture or Musical Comedy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They separate out drama and comedy.
That's right.
Oh, the
They-
winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They separate.
Best Performance by an Actor, that's Christian Bale in Vice, who he thanked Satan for his. He said, "My performance as
Inspiration.
for Dick Cheney, I want to thank Satan. He was my inspiration."
But like Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Green Book, which I haven't seen, but I didn't. From watching the trailers for it, I didn't get that was a musical or a comedy.
Yeah.
That looked like a drama to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it won. It won Best.
Yeah, I can't find what it was up against. Best.
I have it right here.
What was it up against?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Which everybody said was hilarious.
It was good.
I finally saw it. It was funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Favorite, which you've heard a lot of stuff about.
Jimmy loved it.
Dylan hated it.
Mary Poppins Returns and Vice. The Christian Bale one.
The best television series, musical or comedy. The Good Place. Great, right? Mm-hmm. Kidding, which I think is
Is
incredible.
also good, yes.
The Kaminsky Method,
Which was just okay,
you saw. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
which is enjoyable.
And Barry, which is great.
All good shows. I would say, though, that The Good Place deserves it.
The Kaminsky Method one.
The Kaminsky Method out of all of those is the least
That's
good.
Isn't that Let's Give It to the Old Guys? That's got to be
Maybe.
what that one
That's
is.
old Hollywood saying, hey, I see me in that show.
Best TV limited series or motion picture made for television. Alienist, which I've seen and is really quite good. Assassination of Gianni Versace.
That won a bunch of awards.
Escape at Dannemora. Sharp Objects. Very English Scandal. The Assassination of Gianni Versace won.
Now, Darren Criss won he played Andrew Cunanan in that Gianni Versace show. Mm-hmm. And Amber Heard. Oh, Amber Heard.
What?
So she got to read the name. And the winner is Daniel Criss.
What?
His name's Darren Criss. She
Oh.
said, "It's right in front of you, Amber. It's
Well,
it's
you know.
on. It's not a hard. Darren is not a hard name to say, and he's not an unknown person.
Well, Sandra Oh did win for Best Performance by an Actress in a TV Series for Killing Eve. And if you have not seen Killing Eve, seek it out and watch it. There's been one season of it. I forget who shows it. BBC America, I think. It's great, and there's going to be another season of it. It is really great, and she is just fabulous in it. So.
Other than the Spider-Verse, about the only other thing I could agree on was Carol Burnett's Lifetime Achievement Award. So
So she's still around?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was funny. Dick Van Dyke came out on stage to do a Mary Poppins thing, and he looks out at the crowd and he's like, "Carol Burnett, there's one person I know." It's a room full of young people. Oh, Carol Burnett, I know you.
Hey, Carol!
I know you.
How are you?
That was funny. Oh, you want traffic? I don't think
Yeah, why
that's
not?
very funny. Crash, I-15, Davis County, southbound traffic backing up just before Parish Lane in Centerville. Crash is on the right side. Crash on I-15 in Utah County just after Orem is clear, but another vehicle spun out and is facing the wrong direction near the Pleasant Grove exit. Hill Air Force Base West Gate is backed up all the way to the freeway. Actually hearing from a few friends of the program that are stuck there. Just turn to the car next to you and wave because they're listening to Radio from Hell. And then somebody says, I've moved about 50 yards in 15 minutes. I'm turning my engine off for air quality, though.
well, that's
Oh,
good.
that's okay.
So thank you for that. That's traffic.
We've got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are your Boner candidates. Boner candidate number 1, he's a liar, a cheater, and a bad speller. Boner candidate number 2, she's learning to fit right in with the family. And boner candidate number 3, I only steal when I'm doing heroin. And that day, I was doing meth.
All right, there you go. All coming up. Round one of your boners, along with Big Boy News and a Pinuendo right after these. First, we got to tell you about New Dwello. New Dwello Homes, Lolly has put together the system just for you.
And when you say put together,
Yeah.
she's come up with a big chunk of money for down payment, and it comes from a bunch of different places. It's grant money here, it's real estate fee assistance here. You couldn't do this yourself.
Well,
She's
yeah,
done
it would take you a long time if you did it yourself, but she's got it all taken care of for you.
Here's how you find out about it. Text the word money to 62687, and you could get up to $28,124 in down payment assistance on a new home. Brand new construction.
There's lots of them going up.
Text the word money to 62687. You'll get a map, and it'll show you all these areas where contractors are building new homes. And you can select the area. Well, click on them and look and see where you might want to build a new home and get up to $28,124 in down payment assistance. Find out if you qualify by texting the word money to 62687.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
My question is, and this is for you parents, is I didn't know that they still did these.
Oh, yeah.
The daddy-daughter
Daddy.
dance, and there's a mommy-son dance.
Yeah.
I didn't know they still did these.
Yeah.
These seem,
No, they're sweet.
Creepy.
No, they're sweet. They're really
No,
I
it's
don't know,
just-
you're not watching Bates Motel with me.
That's your problem. You're skewed. You're skewed with the Bates family.
Well, they're I mean, they're
Because
just
Carrie,
meant to
that's all
be-
that is
Tell
a
me,
dance.
well, tell me what they,
They're-
what,
I mean,
what is it?
It's
Tell
just
me.
meant to be. It's meant to be an evening where father and daughter, who may not necessarily interact all the time, because the dad's at work and it's the mom who takes care of things, and so it's just so they just go to the dance, and there's punch and,
and
cookies.
it's cute.
Yeah.
You get dressed up, and it's a nice.
Why do you think
evening
it's
out.
creepy?
You don't think it sends a weird message?
No.
No,
Because you do the exact same activity with a boy. You know, the boy you're dating. It's the exact same activity, the prom, right?
Well, except it's
or the
except there's
harvest
a-
dance, or
Except there's
whatever.
a different intent.
and this is no different than like.
No, there's a different intent. If you're taking a girl to the prom, you'll want to, after the prom, get with her in the back seat of the car.
Oh.
And in the daddy-daughter dance, that never would even occur to you.
Well,
But,
I mean, really.
no, Carrie. Okay, do you think
Okay.
this is cute?
all right.
When dads that have little girls and the little girl wants to have a little tea party, and she invites daddy to the tea party, and they say,
That's. I'm not
Well,
getting laid
kids-
at the end of a tea party.
Kids shouldn't be.
"Well, it doesn't have to go there." It's
Well,
just
then-
nice."
but that's what the dance is all
see, that's
about.
what's in Carrie's mind.
See, anytime I went to a high school dance,
Get-
my goal at the end was to at least
Okay.
make out.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, Carrie, I went to lots of dances where that never happened.
Gina, that's
Well,
that's
that's
you.
a bad example.
Gina, that's you. You're a bad
I
example.
just went to dances where it was just about the dance and
no,
we went out to dinner and that was
no,
the end of
no,
it.
Gina, the guy you were with, that was not what it was all
Not
about.
all guys think
Yes.
that way. Any
Yes,
dance
they do.
ever. That's
Ye-
that's
yes.
the purpose of going to
Yes.
a dance.
Yes.
No.
Okay, you see my point about the daddy-daughter.
No, because it's a daddy. It's not. It's the kid's
See,
dad, not
okay,
a
well,
date.
The real reason we should stop doing the daddy-daughter and the mommy-son
Yeah.
is because this is the age of Disney. At least one of the parents are dead or divorced or something.
starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
7:21. Time now for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here. It's just the winner of round 1. Well, way to go. You won round 1. You're not boner of the day yet. You'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Then we take the winner of each round, throw them into boner fight. That happens at 9:20. That's when you will decide boner of the day. So get comfortable. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
A gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Here's boner candidate number 1. He's a liar, a cheater, and a bad speller, and really an idiot. If you mess up in your marriage, a groveling, apologetic chest tattoo probably is not the best way to repair things with the missus. And unfortunately, no one seems to have shared that sage wisdom with Jose L. Torres, a man from Houston, Texas, who got a lengthy chest tattoo after New Year's. An image of that tattoo in which he owns up to being a liar and a cheater has gone viral, earning derision, laughter, and face palms aplenty on social media. It's nipple to nipple and down to his navel.
It's nipple to nipple.
There it is.
X96.com/live. There's probably also a picture of it at X96.com. Sorry, babe, it reads.
Well, I mean, it's commitment.
Yeah.
He's committed to
Look,
apologize.
see?
He is forever.
Sorry, babe.
But is that what it is, though? Is that forever he's going to say, I don't ever owe you an apology again? Because
I think that's what he's saying, yeah.
I, Jose Torres, jeez, am getting
This is what it
a
says.
tattoo voluntarily on January 2nd, 2019, so that I can earn my wife's trust back for the pain and suffering I have caused in our marriage. I am a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, deceiver, prostitute lover. They've blocked that out.
Probably
a prostitute lover?
whore.
Or, I think, dishonest, disrespectful. And then he's got his name previously there tattooed over his belly button, Jose.
So is she staying with him?
Yeah, I'd be curious as to whether this worked. If she's smart, no, it didn't.
Boner candidate number 1, and then some of the words are misspelled, and it's just boner candidate number 1. He's a liar, a cheater, and a bad speller. Boner candidate number 2. Well, I guess she's just kind of learning to fit right in with the family. Scott Disick has been slammed for eating Asian food and being racist after sharing a photo of his little daughter, Penelope, with him in a restaurant. The 6-year-old, whose mom is Kourtney Kardashian, yes, I know it's Kardashian, held her eyelids up as she clutched a pair of chopsticks
really?
in the photo. And he shared it with his 21 million Instagram followers. He thinks it's cute. But Scott swiftly came under fire, and fans claimed that Penelope was making a racist pose. One person wrote beneath the photo, "Why the F is his daughter doing that, eating Asian food and being racist?" Another said, "All that wealth, you'd think some would go towards education on ignorance and cultural sensitivity." The comments continue throughout the day on his Instagram, with another fan writing, "She's clearly trying to imitate Chinese people, but saying that that's racist is ridiculous." Well, I don't know. I think it's not ridiculous. Another person even said, "Wow, this is a prime example of how racism is taught. People aren't born with it. Ignorance at its..."
Yeah, somebody had to show her that. She didn't come up with that on her own.
But then somebody also said, "No one can do anything in this too sensitive world. My goodness. She's just a kid doing something funny."
Well, then maybe the adult, not Instagram out the picture.
Yeah.
You know?
And
How
say-
about that?
And say, "Honey,
And how about you say, see this?
honey,
This is
here-
not...
Here we are in
Yeah.
a restaurant eating Asian food. Don't do that."
No, that's posed. That's on purpose.
Yeah. That's
no.
ignorance on both their parts.
And he put it out on Instagram
Yeah.
because he wanted his 21 million
Mm-hmm.
Instagram followers to see it.
And I love that. Oh, we're so sensitive. Oh, we used to be able to be jerks all the time and get away with it. Is what that means.
And that's true.
It's exactly what it means.
Boner candidate number 2. I guess she's just kind of learning to fit right in with the family. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Listen, I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that day I was doing meth.
All right, it's boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Since 2010, Utah has added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. So there's more households than available housing units, and the prices are skyrocketing. Visit utahhousinggap.com to join the conversation and be part of the solution.
The Golden Globes, I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry. Or, well, I'm not sorry.
What?
I'm not sorry I didn't see it.
You never watched those.
No, not very often. I'm glad that Rachel Brosnahan won
Yeah.
for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I have some quibbles with that show, some things about it that I kind of quibble about, but I do like her performance a lot.
It's well done.
I like Alex Borstein's performance a lot. She was nominated as well, but she didn't win. And I like Tony Shalhoub's performance quite a bit. But I'm glad that Rachel Brosnahan won. If you watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, by the way, there's an actor playing Lenny Bruce in it, and he's very good too. He's way better looking than the real Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, he's too good looking actually
Yeah.
to be Lenny Bruce. But a lot of the routines that they show him doing, they are pretty much
Word
Lenny
for
Bruce.
word,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are pretty much word for word Lenny Bruce routines. In the second season, he does a whole thing about where he sings about his wife. That's an actual Lenny Bruce bit. I was curious, so I looked it up, and you can see Lenny Bruce doing it. But you know who the big winner at the Golden Globes was last night? Well, one of the big winners was, of course, Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live. Because he was at an after party,
Oh,
Golden
okay.
Globes
I was
after
gonna say,
party,
I wasn't
and he
even
was
there.
seen leaving the party with Kate Beckinsale.
With Kate Beckinsale.
She's a little old for him.
Oh, it doesn't no. What do you who? What do you mean?
I mean, I think she's a little old for him.
I think you're an ageist.
How old is Kate Beckinsale?
40 something, 47, something like that.
I think she's just going to go have a good talk with him.
She's 45.
If
They were-
anybody needs a good talking to, it's Pete Davidson.
I don't know. I don't see what the problem is there in the slightest, Gina. I say good on both of them. Good on Kate Beckinsale and good on Pete Davidson. They were seen flirting all night, sipping champagne. They were outside on the patio, and then they left together. Okay. Okay. But the real winner, of course, last night at the Golden Globes was the Fiji Water Woman.
Yeah, this is funny.
So every year, Fiji Water, I guess they are one of the big sponsors, and there were 4 lovely young women with trays of Fiji
Now-
water, bottles of water.
Now, if you go to x96.com/live, this is just a picture of the women.
The 4 women.
The pictures that I liked are pictures of famous people, and one of these women is always in
It's
the
the same
background.
woman. It's the same woman every time.
In the background, holding Fiji water.
How she managed to get into every single picture, I don't know.
Our celebrities need to be hydrated. It's
I
very
don't-
important.
I don't know how this same woman managed to get in every picture, but she did.
Bill got in trouble for doing this with Fiji water a long time
I
ago.
did. Yes, I did.
Bill got in trouble for product placement.
We can't have you doing that.
And it was Fiji water. It was really funny.
Back when people didn't understand, when our management didn't
Didn't
understand
understand.
what product
Yeah.
placement was,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
A Southeast Idaho teacher accused of feeding a live puppy to a snapping turtle in front of students has been acquitted of misdemeanor animal cruelty. Media outlets report that Franklin County jury found Robert Crosland not guilty Friday after deliberating for about 30 minutes. The charge was filed in June after allegations surfaced that Mr. Crosland had put the puppy into an aquarium with a turtle at Preston Junior High in March. Now, those facts were really not in dispute. I think maybe what was in dispute was, what were his motives, what was really going on there. During the trial on Friday, the jury heard Mr. Crosland say in a recorded interview with investigators that he thought he was doing the right thing because the puppy was sick, likely to die. The turtle, it was a kind of turtle that needs feeding of live animals. He thought he was doing the right thing. This was a puppy that was going to be euthanized.
But he did it in front of the kids.
That's the
Not,
problem.
It wasn't the whole class, as I recall. The
No,
details of
but-
the story. It was some students. But anyway, they acquitted him. They said his motives were not, not to be an evil guy. He was just.
Well, no, I don't think he was.
So-
Hey, kids, look at this.
And it wasn't. They determined it wasn't meant to be animal cruelty. So, let's see. A Utah lawmaker is reviving an effort to ensure protections for survivors of domestic and sexual violence after their aggressors are released from jail. The legislative proposal also seeks to give guidance to judges, police, and attorneys on the court orders designed to keep victims and their families safe ahead of trial. This is just providing clarity, said the bill's sponsor, Representative Angela Romero of Salt Lake. Our goal is to make sure that with this, victims knew what their rights were, the alleged perpetrator knew what their rights were, and law enforcement knows what they have to do as well. The same bill ran out of time before getting a final vote in last year's legislative session. It's one of several measures filed ahead of the 2019 legislative session. By the way, that's we're getting ready. Getting ready for the legislature. Romero said her measure is important because it will help protect survivors of sexual violence and abuse at a time when they're vulnerable to harm and intimidation. Nancy Pelosi suggested in a Sunday sit-down interview that President Trump would probably like to abolish Congress. The impression you get from the president was that he would like to not only close government, build a wall, but also abolish Congress so that the only voice that matters is his own, Pelosi said in an interview with CBS Sunday Morning. Jane Pauley asked if it was bluster when the president told Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and other congressional leaders at a meeting on Friday that he would keep the government closed for months or even years in order to get his proposed border wall. The government has been partially shut now for 2 weeks and a day. Well, I hope so. But the fact is, he has said it again and again, Pelosi said. She explained that the purpose of Friday's White House meeting was to get the government reopened. House Democrats passed 2 bills Thursday night that would separate out Department of Homeland Security funding so that every other impacted government agency would have funding through the fiscal year. The second bill would fund DHS through February so negotiations over the border wall could continue. But those bills aren't even being considered in the Senate, as the president has said he won't touch them.
Yeah, we're not going to look at them because they're reasonable.
The speaker has awesome powers, but if the president of the United States is against governance and doesn't care whether people's needs are met or the public employees are paid or that we have a legitimate discussion, then we have a real problem, Pelosi said, and we can't take it to the American people. Donald Trump is the real national emergency, according to a constitutional law expert and Harvard professor.
What does he know?
Lawrence Lessig dismissed President Trump's characterization of the immigrant situation at the Mexican border as a crisis and said the real national emergency is the president, not immigrants at the border. Asked about Trump's threat to declare a national emergency on the southern border so that he can order his wall built without congressional approval, Lessig said the man is using words that have no connection to reality. He says we have a national crisis, a national emergency. I agree. We do have a national emergency. That national emergency is this president. The emergency is the fact that we don't have an executive who's exercising his power in a responsible way. He has no constitutional authority to exercise the power to build this wall without Congress approval. Those statutes were certainly not written with the intent to give a man like Donald Trump the power that he's now claiming he has.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because we won. It doesn't matter.
Well,
we won.
Senators Mitch McConnell, Marco Rubio, and Lindsey Graham, oh my stars, are among those who benefited from donations from Russian oligarchs.
Isn't that interesting?
Yep.
A close look at public campaign finance reports reveals a network of Russian oligarchs. I don't.
Why would Russian
I don't know
oligarchs-
why we call them oligarchs. They are wealthy Russian businessmen.
Why would they be donating
Has
money to
incre-
the American?
Increasingly contributed to top Republican leadership in recent years, according to the Dallas News. And thanks to the Supreme Court's ruling on Citizens United 2010, those donations are perfectly legal. An example is Len Blatvinik, a dual U.S.-UK citizen and one of the largest donors to Republican political action committees in 2015-2016 election. Blatvinik's family emigrated to the United States in the late 70s from the USSR, and he returned to Russia when the Soviet Union began to collapse in the 80s. The Russian billionaire is one of the UK's wealthiest, with an estimated net worth of $20 billion. Prior to the 2016 election season, Mr. Comrade Blatvinik, I should say,
Yes.
his political donations were bipartisan and small. In 2015-2016, everything changed. Blatvinik's political contributions soared and made a hard right turn as he pumped $6.35 million into Republican political action committees, with millions of dollars going to top Republican leaders, including Mitch McConnell, Marco Rubio, and Lindsey, oh my stars, Graham.
Which explains why Lindsey went from Trump is a disgrace to suddenly the radical left is the problem.
Now, why would Republicans knowingly accept donations from such contributors, particularly after Russia's attempt to interfere with the presidential election?
They didn't think we'd notice.
And they wanted the money.
They didn't think that we'd look
they
into
got,
it.
And they got
they're
more
right
money
for the most part. Yeah.
filtered through the NRA.
That's going to be coming.
Russian oligarchs donated to the NRA, and then that money was directed
Money
into
laundering.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Exactly.
Move along. Nothing to see here
I'm president, and you're not.
at all. Nothing to see.
Sports, weather, traffic, whatever you'd like to do here.
Oh yeah, well it's the last college football game tonight. It's Alabama.
Ever? They're never.
Just
College
of the
football's
season.
never.
It's the championship game. Alabama and Clemson, and Very Important Sports has predicted Clemson to win that game.
People don't seem to care too much about it.
It's not surprising. These two being in that game are not surprising. It's
But what I mean, I don't understand why people. It's like dynasties. It's like two teams meet all the time in these rivalries.
But maybe it would be more fun to see somebody different do that. That's sports. Weather. So again, it's not really doing much here in downtown Salt Lake, but elsewhere they're getting snow and rain. It's fairly warm. We're right around 40 actually in Salt Lake, and there are avalanche warnings because there's been a lot of wet, heavy snow that's fallen. Do you see anything out there, Carrie?
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
A lot of clouds, but
Traffic, we've got, let me refresh this, give you the latest. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 275. That's Pleasant Grove Boulevard in Utah County. Center lanes are closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 380 in Tremonton. Crash southbound I-15 Parish Lane in Davis County. We'll check our message stream quickly. People were saying Hill Air Force Base, for some reason, the West Gate backed up all the way to the freeway. Friends of the program having a hard time getting on base this morning. If you are sitting there and want to text us, let us know if things are moving again. 33986.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that day I was doing meth. A St. George man, whose fingerprints police say connect him to a burglary in the city, said he didn't commit the crime because he was high on methamphetamine that day, and he does not normally burglarize or steal while he's on meth.
Well, we should let him go.
Police met the man on December 18th, the day after the burglary, when they responded to a trespassing report. According to a probable cause statement signed on Thursday, he allegedly had multiple stolen items with him, and he was arrested on suspicion of multiple counts of theft, drug possession, and possessing fraudulent credit cards. Since he fit the description of the burglary suspect, police questioned him. about where he was on the day of the burglary. The man told police, let's see, December 17th, I was at the Motel 6 and I was high on meth. The man then told police, no, I couldn't have committed that burglary because I reserve my criminal behavior for when I'm high on heroin.
Very specific drug behavior relationship.
Yeah, that's why I only commit crimes when I'm high on heroin. The Utah Crime Lab recently linked the man's fingerprints to the burglary scene, court documents said. Police also said the man's shoe tread matched marks left in the home's yard and on the garage door, which was kicked in. Boner candidate number 3. Look, I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that day I was at the Motel 6. I was doing meth.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. He's a liar, a cheater, and a bad speller. It's a man who gets a chest tattoo saying that. It was a nipple-to-nipple, down-to-the-navel chest tattoo, confessing to his wife that he was a liar, a cheater, and there were misspelled words. And, yeah, nice. Boner candidate number 2, she's learning to fit right in with the family. Scott Disick in there with the Kardashian family. He's slammed for a picture which he put out on his Instagram feed. He and his daughter eating Asian food, and she's lifting up her eyelids to do an imitation of an Asian person. And Boner candidate number 3, I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that day I was doing meth.
All right, this is round 2. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. Yeah, you got that going for you. You're not boner of the day yet. We'll do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We'll take the winner of that round, take both of those winners, the winners of each round, throw them into boner fight. That happens at 9:20, and that's when boner of the day is decided. So you've got to decide who's the winner of this round, who's your champion, 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, then text that to 33986. That's all you need is that single digit in the message of the text so the computer can count it, all right? You can call 877-602-9696, use your voice to vote, or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting January 7 and vote there. You've only got 3.5 minutes to do it, though, so let's go. This is round 1.
Start.
How do you feel about hot water bottles?
No, I don't have a lot of experience with those. Although it seems to my grandmother always had one hanging on the back of the bathroom door with a hose on it.
That wasn't a hot water.
Oh, it wasn't?
It wasn't?
Well, what was it?
Oh.
It was
Really?
red rubber
Yeah, that wasn't a hot
with
water.
a hose
Really?
on it.
No.
Wait a minute, she just left that out?
What was that for?
You really don't know?
I just want you to tell me. I might know, but
It's something that's not recommended anymore that women do.
Oh.
Don't-
Well, I think
that's what that
no,
was.
I think
that
it was
not
all-
a hot water bottle.
I think it was also used for enemas. They used them for enemas, I think, as well.
Sure.
But it was the same thing, right? There was the hot water. You could take the hose off.
I don't think you should
think it was
use
the
it for
same-
all of those things.
Well, I think it was the same deal. You could take the hose off, and there was a stopper. I think.
This really disturbs me because I thought it was just a hot water bottle.
No.
It was like at my aunt's house.
Nope.
And I saw that. She just left that
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, they always used to be hanging on the back, right?
I mean, she knew that we were coming to visit.
Yeah.
And so they can dry them out. You
Yeah.
got to hang them
What are you
up.
just leaving
like,
that out for?
They were always on a hook on the back of the
People
bathroom
are coming
door.
to visit you.
It was the custom
Of
of
the
the time. Back in the day, that's what they did.
Don't do.
But I think they also used them as hot water
I hope
bottles.
not.
I'm going to look it up. I'll look it up.
If your grandma ever handed you a hot water bottle, I hope it was something
Hey,
different.
even if it was an enema bag, all right? Why did she leave that out?
I
She knew that we were coming to visit. You put stuff away when you
Well,
know
where do you
people
go?
are coming to visit.
put that in the enema bag drawer.
I mean,
And
I
they
mean,
used
I know we're family, but
and they used
come
it for
on.
flushing other things out as
Yes.
well. They used it for douching.
Why would my aunt just leave that out?
Harry, don't douche.
She's a horrible person.
No, everybody did.
I remember my grandma having it hanging on, Grandma Fern had it on the back of her.
Douche.
I mean, I didn't like her anyway, but now I really don't like her.
But see, it didn't do you any damage because you didn't know.
It's doing it now.
The memory.
It's making me think about
Are you scarred now?
no her thought process. Family's coming to visit. I'm just going to leave this out. I don't care.
Well, maybe somebody in the family needs an enema or a douche or a hot water bottle. It's handy.
Now, Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96.
7:48. Time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by chicken tot pie.
Chicken what?
Chicken tot pie.
Not chicken pot pie.
No, chicken tot pie. It's like a chicken pot pie.
Well, I've gathered that.
But instead of a crust over the top of it, you top it with tater tots.
Topped with tots.
Yeah.
What's on the bottom?
Well, it's like you would have a chicken pot pie. You don't always have a crust on the bottom.
Okay. All right.
You just have a crust on the top.
So he had chicken soup with tater tots on top.
Sort of. Just like a kind of thick, really thick chicken soup.
And get to Gracie's for the College Football National Championship between Alabama and Clemson. Stick around for Monday Night Jazz Session with David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet after the game at 9:30. Gracie's is at 326 Southwest Temple, adults only.
So, boner candidate number one, he's a liar, a cheater, and a bad speller. It's a man who got a chest tattoo saying that. He was trying to apologize to his wife for being a cheater.
Being many things. There's a whole list on
it's-
his.
Yeah, all down his chest. I don't think it was going to work. Boner candidate number two, she's learning to fit right in with the family, with the Kardashian family. The little, what's her name? The little
Penelope.
Penelope. She's making a racial, making Asianized while she's having Asian food with her daddy, Scott Disick. Who is she? Courtney's? Yeah, Courtney's daughter. Cute, isn't it? No. And boner candidate number three, I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that day I was doing meth. A St. George burglary suspect telling the police I couldn't have done that burglary because I was on meth that day, and I only do crimes when I'm on heroin. Jared Bishop won the Gracie's gift card, and the winner, boner candidate number three, the local one.
All right, that's your winner of round one. It goes to Boner Fight. It's not Boner of the Day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. It comes up at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And once we get a winner there, we'll take both of those winners and put them into Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided by you. All right.
No, I apologize. I did a lot of things over the weekend that I got a lot of stuff accomplished, but the one thing that I was supposed to do for the show today, I forgot to do.
It's time to announce our new Deadpool list. Carrie's ready. I'm ready.
And I forgot.
I'm only half ready.
Oh, you're not ready either?
See, I was going to whittle it down as the show went on today, but then I realized I don't need to.
I got you off the hook.
Got me off the hook. See, I've got...
So I'm the only one.
So now here's the leftover of my original list.
So are you going to carry everybody over?
Well, that's what I'm trying to decide. But then here are the new ones that I've added to the list.
I could just carry my list over because nobody died.
You could.
Let me look at
You
it.
should reevaluate.
I should.
Don't just put up your old list.
Because one of mine from last year, I was thinking about holding over, Artie Lang, because that's just fraught with trouble there. But then he did a video, I think it was on New Year's Eve,
rally?
where he said, "And to all you a-holes who had me on your Deadpools."
Let's remind people what a Deadpool
Oh,
is.
okay, yeah. Well, it's just a little game.
It's a horrible game.
It's a little it's harmless fun.
It's a horrible
It was.
game.
I learned to play this when I was in the 5th grade. Gina?
We originally called it the Ghoul Pool, but since the movie Deadpool explained what it is and it's popular, we figure you might recognize it because of Deadpool. It's where you pick 10 celebrities that you predict will die in the upcoming year.
I won last year.
And how the scoring works is from 100. See, everybody kept emailing me, Kirk Douglas, he's 102.
No.
See, I'd lose 2 points there because 100 is the breaking point. After 100, it's just like we don't even bother playing them at all. So it's points up to 100. So if somebody dies at age 75, you get 25 points. See? Easy. So I'm looking at my old list from last year.
I think I threw mine away.
And all I got was Stan Lee. That was the only one that I got. I'm still feeling good about, and this is the old list, Dave Prowse.
Oh, yeah.
Because he stopped appearing at sci-fi conventions and he stopped signing things too.
He was
Darth Vader.
He wore the Darth Vader costume in the original trilogy. I've got Little Richard on the list. I'm not sure how I feel about that one anymore. Bob Dole seems like a pretty safe bet.
Little Richard's pretty old now, though. Well,
I got Mickey Gilley because he had some health problems.
is he really a celebrity anymore?
Well, he's up there. Kissinger seems safe. Artie Lang. Sean Connery seems like a safe one. I had Shirley Bassey on here for some reason. I don't know why. But this year I'm looking at, and again, this is not my complete list.
All right.
I'm looking at Heather Locklear. Seems like a nice high point, long shot kind of thing. I've still got Lamar Odom on there, although he cleaned up pretty well.
That's not a bad guess.
Well,
though.
he's even talking about going back and playing ball.
Yeah,
or
see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to remove Lamar Odom at least for a year and then put him back on after that. I've got Stephanie Powers down for some reason.
Stephanie Powers?
See, what I do is I have my list, and as the year goes through, I write names down as they come up. Jimmy Carter seems pretty easy. Loretta Lynn.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Loretta Lynn is a good choice.
Well, if my father were still alive, he'd hate me for that. But C.W. McCall.
You wouldn't have to tell your father.
Well, he's dead. Jerry Stiller, I wrote down.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Did Jerry Stiller die?
Yes. No,
he's been dead.
Your mother and I are no longer going on a cruise.
No, he's been dead.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh,
For a
okay.
couple of years.
Well, thanks for the help there. Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about.
Monty Python's Terry Jones. I heard is
Not.
not doing
Carrie,
well.
Stephanie Powers.
Is she gone?
She's not gone, but
She's not doing well, right?
not doing. Jerry Stiller's not dead.
Yeah,
That's what I
think he is.
I don't think he is.
I don't. The producer's booth is saying
I don't
he's
think
not
Jerry
dead.
Stiller is dead. Look it up. Look it up.
Where's he been?
Look it up. Jimmy.
I've also got Dabney Coleman on my possible list, and Billy Connolly, who told his fans a few days ago. He says, I'm circling the drain.
He's not
Oh.
well.
No, but Jerry Stiller's still alive.
told
And
you.
Mira died.
And
I knew
Mira
that.
died.
He's 91.
Maybe I'll keep Jerry Stiller. I don't know. I gotta finalize my list today. And then as soon as you finalize your list, Bill, you submit it to Frank Christ on Twitter, direct message him.
Okay.
And
I'll
then
do-
it's
I'll
and
do
then
it
it's
today.
and then it's locked in.
I'll do it today. I'm
So-
sorry.
That'll be a little bit of my homework today as well.
And I don't have. I think I threw my old list away.
Well, the Frank Christ has it.
Yeah. Maybe you should have Frank send it to you,
Would you? I will. I'll
and then
I'll DM him.
and then decide whether you want to keep that list or not.
You know.
All right.
Is James Garner gone? He's gone.
Yes.
He's gone.
Oh yes, he's no longer with us.
Christopher Plummer.
He's still with us.
Yeah.
7th East, 19 South, fire trucks on the southbound lanes. Yeah, there's a house on fire in that area, so avoid that if you can. Bad accident, mile marker 275, southbound traffic almost at a stop. Those come to us via Friends of the Program, 33986. And we've got crash northbound I-15, 5th East in American Fork. And let's see, crash northbound I-15. This looks like about 82nd South in Sandy. But yeah, send us something if you see it. I will share it with other friends of the program. 33986.
All right. Let's see. Coming up, Bill Frost will tell us what's on TV. We got round 2 of the boner voting happening as well. So stand by for all of that.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room or the world. I mean, come on.
Just a quick note here. Is a statistic for you. Only 1 out of 9 people say that they would donate, when they died, would donate their uterus for transplant.
Why only?
One
now,
out
are
of 9.
these people?
Only 1 out of 9 said that they would allow a family member to donate a uterus. They're
Are-
doing uterus transplants in they're playing God in Russia or someplace like that.
Are these people that would donate other organs?
Yeah,
So you can have my eyes, you can have my kidneys.
can't have my uterus.
Why?
Uterus donation, they think is. Oh, it was in Saudi Arabia. I think it was done. Doctors in Saudi Arabia. I guess they. I don't know. Okay, Gina, would you donate your uterus?
You can have whatever you want of mine when I die. Because guess what? I'm dead.
Richie's raised his hands.
You can have it, honey.
I'd keep it in a box. I'd use it for a catcher's mitt.
Please use. Take everything's very well preserved.
I think people think it's just too creepy. Your uterus is well preserved.
Sure.
It's low mileage.
I only had
One
2
owner?
kids.
It's a one
I only
owner.
drive it to and from church on Sunday, and that's it.
Yep. Well, okay.
Have-
Good.
Please
Okay.
have it.
All right.
Take my uterus.
from Hell with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. On sale now. Haster buys used games too. Shop, stay, play, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
Well, here he is, Bill Frost. He's here to talk about the TV.
Yeah.
And if you need any tips on how to fix your TV, Bill's the guy to get a hold of.
No, that's he just
Oh.
he just reviews things.
Oh,
He
that's
doesn't
right.
fix anything.
That's right. Bill can't fix anything.
That's not true.
You can fix things?
I can fix stuff, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You're
Quite-
handy?
I'm quite handy.
Are
yeah.
you?
You don't impress me as someone who would be handy.
I am.
Now, you impress me as someone who might be handsy, but not handy.
I'm also that.
Here he is, the handsy Bill Frost. All things TV, his music stuff, and his TV writing stuff, and his podcast can all be found at billfrost.tv.
Conveniently located. Things happened while I was away, anyway.
Yeah.
The new season of The Orville.
Yes.
I've watched both episodes. The first one I thought was really good. Well, I guess I like both of them.
Yeah.
Just fine. Yeah.
It's the best Star Trek show there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the character of Bortus very much.
Can't say I really liked Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror episode. It's an interesting idea.
Like I said, it's if you're judging it as a Black Mirror episode, it's not good. But for what it's doing and what it's trying to accomplish, it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And you can see why you want to go back and watch it again and make different choices.
Exactly. I'll pick a different breakfast cereal next time.
Yeah, could change the whole thing. Coming up this week, a new series from the History Channel to drama from Robert Zemeckis.
No.
Project Blue Book.
That's right.
It's a drama
Which
about
is what?
about government UFO research.
Yeah, there was an old TV series called Project UFO that this was based on. The guy from Dragnet produced it.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. But they found the old stuff and they went, let's do this right. Let's do it proper
make
this
it
time."
good.
Yeah, let's make it good. Exactly.
You know, this is all true if you believe anything on the History Channel.
Jack Webb.
Jack Webb, thank you. Sorry.
And coming up that's tomorrow night on the History Channel. Wednesday, Lainey from the Goldbergs gets her own show.
I'm not sure about this.
No one is.
Is that a popular enough?
I mean, the show The Goldbergs is very popular.
Yeah.
I just don't know if she's the one that you want to carry a show.
Yeah, the Goldbergs is set in the 80s. This is set in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And she's moving on to become a teacher at her old high school. The good news is you got Brian Callen there.
I was going to say, you got a lot of the supporting cast there,
Yeah.
and they're all pretty funny.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Whether you need this or not,
Don't know.
can't really say. You just played a clip from You're the Worst.
Yes.
New season premieres Wednesday.
It's the final season, I
Final
believe,
season,
isn't it?
season 5, yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy this show.
Yes.
About terrible people.
I think 5 seasons is good.
5's a good place to end it, yeah.
Also, the season 2 premiere of I'm Sorry from Andrea Savage
Also,
on True TV.
One of the best shows. It's so hilarious.
It's a very Curb Your Enthusiasm-esque.
Yes, she is a delight. It is well written and well acted. Martin Mull is in there.
Really?
Very
I should
good.
check
show.
it out.
And she's just the
Her
best.
parents are Kathy Baker and Martin Mull.
Oh, they're both great.
Yeah. And neither one of them are on any of your Deadpools, are they?
No.
Martin
Not
Mull's
yet.
getting up there.
Yeah. Thursday, new season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
Now on
a
NBC.
new- yeah.
Chelsea Peretti leaving the show.
Yeah,
This-
sadly.
Again. Because she left it once before
True.
and then came back.
Does she have something better to do?
Have a baby. Oh.
She had one,
Yeah.
and she's writing a movie.
Okay, well,
In case you were wondering why Andy Samberg was hosting the Golden Globes, now you know.
See, who is Chelsea Peretti's married to?
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
And also Nina Dobrev from I believe it was from the Vampire Diaries. She now has a CBS sitcom called Fam. It's another one of those laugh track CBS sitcoms.
no, thank you.
But yeah, the only good news here is that Gary Cole, Harvey Birdman, is in there.
Oh, I saw some previews for it.
Yeah.
It looks like a pretty standard straight-ahead sitcom, but
And Gary Cole is there.
yeah, but probably funny in that standard
Yes.
sitcom way.
Yes.
You know, good lines, but
I wouldn't get too attached.
no. But you know, it's one of those just set them up, hit it out, set it up, hit it
Yeah.
out. You know.
Friday, Future Man. on Hulu, season 2.
I hear good things about
What
this.
is Future Man?
It's a time traveling comedy of sorts. I've not seen much of it either. I know people who love this show,
Yeah.
so it's one of those I've got to get caught up on.
So I don't watch Hulu very much, but
That's where Killing Eve is right now. You can watch Killing Eve on Hulu.
the first season.
Yes.
They haven't released the second
No,
season yet.
not
right?
yet.
Every time I try to watch Hulu, is it glitchy for everybody or is it just me? It'll like just stop partway through the episode and
I think that's your internet connection.
Yeah.
You got to pay for good Hulu.
Super Hulu.
Yeah,
No
Super Hulu.
commercials.
Yeah.
no, I have one that doesn't have any commercials,
Oh.
but
Right.
I'm sort of borrowing somebody else's Hulu.
Yeah.
Is that the problem?
Did you try turning it off and on and off again?
I might be borrowing somebody's.
Well, he heard you were handy, Bill Frost. He wants
yeah,
you to fix it.
I'll come over and fix
Come over
your
and fix it for me,
I'll
will
fix
you?
your router for you.
Can you fix my Hulu?
Yeah, I'll restart your modem for you.
Okay.
Also, season 2 of Friends from College on Netflix, starring a lot of funny people. This show should be funnier. Keegan-Michael Key, Colby Smulders, Fred Savage, Nate Faxon, all funny people.
Again,
in a
we-
show
yeah.
that is
We watched the first season, and you're right.
Yeah.
It should be funnier with all of these people in it. It should be better
Yeah.
than it is. And it's just okay. It doesn't suck, but it's not memorable.
right. And a new British series, also on Netflix, drops on Friday, starring Gillian Anderson, called Sex Education.
This is uncomfortable.
Huh?
Why is that?
What's the matter?
It's just the trailer that I watched for it.
It's
there-
a high school coming-of-age story about
but
a kid, British kid whose mom happens to be a sex education educator at a school.
Which is
Just happens to be Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds okay.
She likes to be quite frank with him.
Yeah, I watched it and went, no, no.
Come here,
no,
honey. Come here, honey. Let me show you.
Does she have a British accent in this?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and blonde hair.
That would be reason enough to tune
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
You can see the trailer at x96.com.
No, don't
it's
watch
quite,
it.
the trailer that makes Gina uncomfortable is there along with all these others. And Sunday,
Yes.
season 3, True Detective.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Is here.
Okay.
He
Starring
won.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
Mahershala.
Mahershala?
Mahershala.
That's the first time I've heard of that. So
That is the
everybody's
way
been
it is
pronouncing
said.
it wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, good to know.
Yeah.
But now that I say it and you look at it, doesn't it look like Mahershala?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It is Mahershala.
You're totally right. Apologies,
He just won a Golden Globe last night.
Mr. Ali. Sorry about that.
But it's the new season.
New season, yes. He's an investigator investigating an Arkansas murder from 1980. So of course you've got things, you got
Time travel?
not time travel, but the story, the timeline. Here it is, and now here it is, like
Which was a
30
lot
years
like
later.
the first one.
Yeah, this is very much in line with the first season, except there's no Matthew McConaughey.
So now,
There's no flat circle in this.
so now everything is on Sunday night. Everything.
Pretty much.
Mostly Sunday and Wednesday.
So you just record it and watch it.
Sundays
At your
and
leisure.
Wednesdays are there's
Full.
too many shows.
Wait a minute. Let me make a note of that,
Yeah,
Gina.
you don't have to watch it on
I need to record it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Need me to fix your DVR,
Set it up for
your
you.
VCR?
I
Or do you have that?
only have so many tapes.
Yeah.
So if I run the tape now, if I run it at slow speed,
Yeah.
I can get more stuff on it, right?
Extended play.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, EP. Extended play.
Got it.
The picture's not as good, but you'll
Yeah.
get more.
Okay.
See, kids, VCRs were a thing.
Yeah, they were.
And that is your week there.
That's the week.
Yeah. A lot of new stuff coming.
More next week.
Yes.
When's Killing Eve coming back?
Probably not till the spring or early summer.
All right. Thank you very much, Bill Frost.
Friends of the program saying crash 31st South, 48th West in West Valley. Crash southbound I-215, 28th North in Salt Lake. Crash westbound I-84 in Tremonton, 17 miles north of Tremonton, Box Elder County. Crash northbound I-15, 5th East in American Fork. Let me check our message stream quickly, see if anybody else has sent something in. No, but there was a house fire 7th East, about 19th South, that may be causing you some traffic issues. You might want to avoid that area if you can. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you.
Let's see. We've got Boners round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I need a bloomin' onion. I really need one. Boner candidate number 2. dude, it was 33 years ago. And boner candidate number 3, possible sex abuse? I'd say probable.
All right. We got round 2 of your boners coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo, all after these.
Accident?
UtahAdvocates.com is the website.
Accident. That's where you want to go if you've been in an accident. Utah Advocates.
If you've been injured, you want to focus on getting better. You want somebody else to deal with the insurance company and how those bills are getting paid. Don't have that be you, have it be the advocate.
They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to discuss your options, and they are available for free to you. They won't charge you anything unless they take your case and get you a settlement. So you can call them, 801-355-5550, say, here's the situation. I've been hurt. This is what it is. The insurance company, and the other guy, and this guy, and that guy, and they're coming after me. And if they take your case, they'll call you in, sit down in the office. They're not going to charge you for any of this. Just relax, and let them handle everything. And then if they get you a settlement, they'll take a percentage. So a lot of you don't know a lawyer. You don't know where you can turn for advice. Well, you can turn to the advocates. Go to their website, UtahAdvocates.com.
Oh, gross. It is gunky out there. Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, it is 19 minutes after 8. It is time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become the boner of the day. See, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. And we'll take both of those winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide boner of the day. So you need to pick your champion for round 2 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. So one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Oh, it's that time of year. Tickets to the Sundance Film Festival.
Here's boner candidate number 1. I need a bloomin' onion. I really need one. Oh, I got to wait a second. 1 second. I got to click on this because the story's not right. There it is. A woman in Palm Beach County. Sorry. I got it. There it is.
A woman
in Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County.
Yes.
Florida
woman was arrested after allegedly assaulting her parents when they refused to take her to the Outback restaurant.
Well,
Deanna Seltzer was charged with domestic battery, battery on a person 65 years of age or older, and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The victim's mother told police that Ms. Seltzer asked to go to the Outback Steakhouse. When the mother said no, that's when Seltzer became enraged.
I don't know if I agree with this boner candidate.
And began punching her chest and arms. Police said Seltzer's father tried to break up the fight, and then she began assaulting him. He received scratches to his upper face and body. I'm just reporting, Gina. Officials said that Seltzer then began running around the house and flipped over a large glass table, recliners.
She was having the meat,
She's
the
having,
meat sweats.
No, it was the bloomin' onion, Gina.
Oh, was it?
The bloom.
Okay.
As you'll, I know it's hard for you to remember things, but you might think back to about 45 seconds ago and the title. I need a bloomin' onion.
Couple of things. I've been to an Outback Steakhouse, but I've not had the bloomin' onion. Ever.
What?
I've never had a bloomin' onion.
It's good. It's a
you-
big onion ring.
And I love onion rings. It's the thing.
It's the signature of the,
I mean,
Outback. If you're gonna,
no, I've heard of them.
if you're gonna go to an Outback Steakhouse, you gotta have. That's what they're known for.
It's your assignment, Carrie.
Is it?
Go have a bloomin' onion.
It's not that great. She ripped a decorative knife off the wall.
A decorative knife.
There are people who have decorative knives. Believe me, I know. And ran toward her father, screaming, "I'm going to hug and kill you!" He was able to grab her arm and wrestle the knife from her and hang it back on the wall. Police arrived on the scene and set up a perimeter around the home. This was serious. She said to officials, by the way, they should have taken me to Outback and this wouldn't have happened.
That's...
Why didn't they?
Boner candidate number...
I want my wall built or you're not going to get your government back.
Boner candidate number 1. I need a bloomin' onion. I really need one. Here's a boner candidate number 2. This is a similar situation. Again, I believe in, Pasco County, Florida. Dude, it was 33 years ago. A Florida man is in jail and facing a charge of domestic battery. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office said that Robert Houston became so enraged when he learned that his father had helped deliver him at birth 33 years ago.
Yeah.
That he shoved pizza in his face.
What? Did you not want to be born?
Investigators
I'm confused.
don't know why this news would set the 33-year-old suspect off so badly.
How about thank you, Dad?
They said he held his father down in a chair and yelled at him. The victim began to flail around trying to get the defendant off him, at which point the defendant went outside and waited for law enforcement. When the cops arrived, the suspect walked up to the deputy, turned around with his hands behind him, and said, "Cuff me. I know I'm going to jail." Investigators
I need to know more.
Investigators found a slice of pizza on a chair, cheese and sauce covering the area. The father told the deputies he went to walk his dogs, and Mr. Houston was on the front porch waiting for a pizza delivery. When they got back, that's when the chaos began. Discussing his birth some 33 years before, and the dad said, "Yep, I was in the delivery room. I helped deliver you." And Mr. Houston just went berserk with a piece of pizza.
Don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess some people are sensitive about these things. Boner candidate number 2. Dude, it was 33 years ago.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Possible sex abuse. I'd say probable sex abuse.
All right. Round 2. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Come and make your mark in fondue history by trying the new cast iron grill cooking style available at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated. Reservations at meltingpot.com/Salt Lake.
Well, we'll see if it happens. Kevin Spacey set to appear in court today on accusations that he groped an 18-year-old man back in 2016. The disgraced actor is scheduled to be arraigned in Nantucket District Court on felony indecent assault and battery. He said he will plead not guilty. Excuse me. Accused of groping the son of a former Boston TV anchor in a crowded bar on the small Massachusetts island of Nantucket. Spacey's lawyer has sought to poke holes in the case, noting during an earlier hearing that the kid didn't immediately report the allegations. I heard a bit of an interview with the attorney, or for Kevin Spacey's attorneys. What the story is that everybody knew Kevin Spacey was, or the rumors were that he was going to come to this bar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been staying on Nantucket. And everybody was really excited. Oh, Kevin Spacey's going to come. This kid was underage.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, Kevin Spacey shows up. And these facts are not in dispute, apparently. The kid said, I told Kevin Spacey asked me how old I was, and I lied about my age. I said I was old enough to drink. I think he was 18.
Because he was in a bar,
Yeah.
so he...
And he said, I think he was 18. He said, but I'm old enough to drink. And so Kevin Spacey bought me some whiskeys, and we were having a nice conversation, and we talked for a long time, and it was a piano bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to the piano, and Kevin Spacey was singing, and at that point, it was at that point that he reached around and started groping me. And the attorney, for Kevin Spacey's attorney, is saying he just let it happen. The kid just let it happen. And Kevin Spacey left to go to the restroom.
So Kevin Spacey isn't saying it didn't happen?
No.
Oh.
No. And Kevin Spacey left to go to the restroom, and the kid stayed there. And the attorney said, and even during the point where and I've got proof of this, when Mr. Spacey was touching the kid, he was taking selfies. The kid was taking selfies and Instagramming.
So this is going to go nowhere then?
It's what it sounds like. Mm. If there is that kind of evidence that he seemed to be not only, if you could prove that he was frozen in fear, or, you know.
Kind of hard to with the selfie situation.
It sounds to me as though it's not going to go anywhere, if in fact there is that kind of proof. This Kevin Spacey's attorney is a former prosecutor from L.A.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, are those the only charges pending against Kevin Spacey?
I don't know that he has other charges. There's certainly a lot of other claims of
accusations.
Yeah. Attorneys for a couple being sued over decades-old accusations of sexual abuse are urging a federal judge to reject a demand for speedy deposition of the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In a filing on Friday, attorneys for Brenda and Richard Miles called the motion aimed at publicity rather than any real litigation need. They pointed to an interview the plaintiff's attorney did with Fox 13 last month about the court filings. Plaintiffs recognized their claims of a satanic ritual abuse ring in Bountiful in the 80s have been long debunked.
I remember those.
Plaintiffs apparently perceive value in creating a media spectacle around the fact that Mr. Miles' father, Russell M. Nelson, is the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, wrote attorney Samuel Straight. 6 people, unnamed in court documents, are suing the Miles, accusing them of participating in abuse in a Bountiful LDS church ward in the 80s. The Miles, who were originally sued under a pseudonym but chose to disclose their identities, have vigorously denied the accusations.
Isn't ritual satanic abuse always not true? Is it ever? I feel like anytime those stories come up, it's always some made up thing.
Their attorneys have said the claims are the product of false memories planted by a therapist. The Miles attorneys have asked the judge to dismiss the lawsuit. The Miles attorneys have also asked to delay the litigation until the Utah Supreme Court rules in an unrelated case dealing with the statutes of limitations in sexual abuse lawsuits. That request prompted the plaintiff's attorney, Craig Vernon, to seek early depositions of President Nelson and a man who was stake president over that Bountiful ward at that time.
I'm looking up the satanic abuse archives on Snopes.
Oh, there's a ton of them,
Plenty of
especially
No,
around
but
here.
I want to see if there's any that they've said, this actually
It
happened.
was like 1980. There was, they were everywhere allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if there are any.
Have there ever been?
There was an abandoned house in between Springville and Spanish Fork.
Oh, that one was true.
And everybody was, that's where it happens. That's where it all goes down.
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing.
Gina, here's a story for you.
Yeah.
You're the big advocate of having a live tree at Christmas.
I am a staunch advocate of live
tree.
Christmas trees.
Before her Christmas tree was discarded, it gave Molly Cruz one last gift. Thousands and thousands of praying mantises. They were living on the tree. More than not thousands, hundreds. Praying mantises popped They popped out of a brown egg sac, which was under the tree's branches.
Ooh.
They didn't notice it at the time. As they were about to dispose of the tree, the egg sac burst open, and out came all these praying mantises, and they're all over the house.
All my children.
That's why you take it and you pound the tree on the ground outside a few times before you bring it inside.
Oh, I see.
You shake all that stuff
get the
out.
vermin
Them mantises have got pretty good grip, though.
Yeah,
Come on, they're going to hang on.
Yeah. So I think that would have been a fun Christmas gift, don't you?
But praying mantises are okay bugs.
Praying manti.
Praying manti? Thank you.
Rookie Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez shot back at her critics who say that her progressive agenda is too radical and expensive, saying that there's nothing revolutionary about providing people with good jobs, health care, and an education. When you can't provide for your kids working a full-time job, working two full-time jobs, when you can't have health care, that's not dignified, she said on 60 Minutes. The 29-year-old new House member is entering office with an ambitious agenda, including Medicare for all, tuition-free public college, and sweeping environmental protections. How are you going to pay for all of that, said CBS Anderson Cooper. Well, nobody asked how you're going to pay for this Space Force. Nobody asked how we're going to pay for a $2 trillion tax cut, she said. We only ask how we're going to pay for it on issues of housing, health care, and education.
She's absolutely right.
How do we pay for it? With the same exact mechanisms that we pay for military increases, for the Space Force.
Space Force, space, 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 force, space force, space.
She was asked to asked about a comment from Senator Chris Coons, a Democrat from Delaware, that if unrealistic proposals are pushed, Democrats who just regained control of the House might look like they're unable to govern.
No, they'll look like Republicans.
We pay more per capita in healthcare and education for lower outcomes than any other nation, or many other nations, she said. And so for me, what's unrealistic is what we're living in right now, she said. Her proposal to increase taxes on the wealthy to fund her Green New Deal, which aims to eliminate carbon emissions in the U.S. within 12 years, was highly criticized. Ocasio-Cortez, who seemingly came out of nowhere to defeat political power broker Joe Crowley in June's Democratic primary, said her brand of democratic socialism is not the type critics say are so associated with economically troubled Cuba and Venezuela. She said, what she and her colleagues have in mind resemble what we see in the UK, Norway, Finland, and Sweden.
They always use Venezuela as the example.
And
They,
Cuba.
they,
Is that
they
what
won't-
you want?
yeah.
No, that's not what we want.
No, let's use Sweden as an example. That's much more.
No, we want Venezuela. We want an economy.
They want Venezuela.
No, we want Sweden.
They want open borders.
No,
They
we
want to
don't
let
want open borders.
everybody. No, you want open borders.
We want borders that are reasonably controlled.
No, you just want to let everybody in.
Space Force, Space Force, Space.
I want to build a wall so that the White Walkers can come.
That song when we went to the Kennedy Space Center, I that was my
It was stuck in your
earworm.
head?
Yep, I was hoping so they have like gift shops there. I was so hoping there was something there that had space. There wasn't. I wanted a Space Force sweatshirt. Or
Gina, there is no such thing as a Space Force.
I
at this
wanted it
point.
there.
I don't believe. I believe that we will
I
have.
wanted a whole exhibit on.
I believe that we will have a wall before we'll have a Space Force.
I'll say this: the Space Force makes more sense
than the wall.
than the wall.
I guess. I don't know if any of it makes sense. Oh my! And finally, this: the world's oldest woman was 122 years old when she died, or was she? No. French woman Jeanne Calment, the oldest person to have ever lived, unless you believe in the Bible, died at the age of 122. Actually, and that was in 1997. Researchers have determined she was a liar.
Liar?
Yes.
Maybe she was just old and forgot.
No, she fooled everyone. She was lying about her age the whole time. Not to prove that she was younger than she said she was, but to prove that she was older.
So once everybody was dead that knew the truth, then she.
Yeah. It was the only distinction she had.
Hey, listen, look at all the free meals I got.
Yeah.
Liar!
I mean, she still lived a long time, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty old, but,
But
she
not-
wasn't 122.
Let me buy the oldest woman a drink here.
me.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who is then?
Well,
Well, that was
This
a
is
few
the
years
next
ago.
question. Who
don't
is
know.
the oldest person to ever live?
I'll find out and let you know.
All
All right. Sports weather traffic.
So you got the college football championship tonight, Alabama and Clemson, and apparently nobody cares. But you might care. If you care, you should go to Gracie's and watch the game there. You can go with your friends and enjoy a nice evening and sort of casually watch the game in the background. Weather, snow and rain, actually, depending on where you are, because it's pretty warm in some places. We're going to have a high in the low 40s today. A chance of rain and snow depending on where you are. Traffic. We've got crash northbound I-15 at milepost 366. That's Brigham City. Crash westbound I-84. This is up in Morgan County. Left shoulder being affected there. Crash northbound I-15 SR 143 in Far West. Crash southbound I-215 2800 north. Crash northbound I-15 5th East in American Fork. And if you see something you want to share with friends of the program, you can text it to us, 33986. Go to Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Possible sex abuse? Well, I'd say probable. This is a really creepy story. And, Phoenix police are investigating, they say here, possible sex abuse at a nursing home after a female patient recently became pregnant and gave birth. Sources tell KPHO that the alleged victim has been a patient at the Hacienda Healthcare Facility for a decade after near drowning that left her in a vegetative state. The woman gave birth to a baby boy on December 29th. She's been in a vegetative state for 10 years.
I've seen this movie.
None of the staff were aware that she was pregnant until she gave birth. How they were alerted to the fact that she was going into labor, from what I've been told, she was moaning, and they didn't know what was wrong with her. There was a nurse that was there, and from what I've heard, she was the one that delivered the baby. What do we know about the baby? Well, from what I know, the baby is alive and healthy. At this point, they don't have any idea who fathered this child.
Well, you DNA test all the men that have been working there in the last...
I guess that's what you do. Someone there is a boner candidate.
Someone there needs to be in prison.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I the only thing I would say is also a boner candidate about this is this is not possible sex abuse. It is.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
absolutely.
It's not immaculate conception.
Yes. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I need a bloomin' onion. I really need one. A woman assaulting her parents for not taking her to the Outback Steakhouse. She said if they had only taken me, this would never have happened. Boner candidate number 2. Dude, it was 33 years ago. A Florida man throwing pizza at his father after he found out that the father had helped deliver him at birth 33 years prior. And boner candidate number 3, possible sex abuse. I'd say probable.
All right, there we go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Who wins here? It's the winner of round 2. Good for you. You got to defeat the winner of round 1. Then you become boner of the day. We'll take the winners of each round and put them into boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So, of these 3 candidates, pick your champion for round 2. 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the one that you think should win in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's all we need is that single digit in the message so the computer can count it. All right, then you can call 877-602-9696 if you'd like to vote even more. Do it via voice. Or go to x96.com and vote online. We've got you covered. x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting January 7 and vote there. But you've only got 3.5 minutes to do it, so let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
Sturdy. Spell it with me now. S-T-U-R-D-Y. And now we'll use it in a little bit of dialogue, starring as our Utah friends LeVar and LeGrand. The scene takes place in LeGrand's family room as this conversation ensues. Again, the word is sturdy.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, that does it. Took a lot of work to get the old family room ready for Christmas, but there's still one very important thing I got to do, LeVar, to make sure Christmas goes off without a hitch.
Well, what could you have possibly left out, LeGrand? I mean, the whole room looks like it jumped out of Good Housekeeping's Christmas issue.
Thanks.
I mean, the tree is up and beautifully decorated. There's mistletoe and holly wreaths in all the right places.
Don't stand under that mistletoe.
Oh, all right, all right. And the stockings are hung by the chimbley with care.
Yeah.
What possibly could you have left out?
Well, just come on over here by the fireplace, LeVar. Come and take a good look inside the fireplace and tell me what you see.
Looks like an ordinary chimbley to me.
Look at all that soot. If I don't do something about all that soot, Sandy will pass us by this year.
I don't follow what you're saying.
Well, sturdy. The fireplace sturdy. That soot's nearly a half-inch thick.
Well, that's what happens with all the smoke. The chimbley gets sturdy.
Well, you know how particular and health-smart Sandy is.
Yeah.
Sandy won't come down any chimbley sturdy.
Me too. I feel the same way that Santa does.
Huh?
I mean, me neither. I won't calm down a chimbley sturdy neither. That's funny.
You playing Sandy somewhere here in town, LeVar? I can't imagine you as a Santa Claus.
Oh, I'm a great Santa, LeGrand. I got a big bag of goodies, if you know what I mean.
No.
A big bag to stuff down the chimbley. But only if it's clean.
I better call someone to come over and clean this year chimbley, or Sandy won't come.
Stop it! You're killing me.
What?
Who are you gonna call? You gonna
well-
call one of them doctors that specializes in chimbleys? Maybe he could prescribe a shot of penicillin to clean it out.
No, I'm just gonna call a chimbley sweep. He'll bring a big long brush and then climb up on top and shove it down the flue.
Well, that sounds painful.
You know, LeVar, sometimes you really puzzle me.
Shove it down the flue.
From Hell on X96 with geek news specialist Carrie Jackson.
We'll get to that as soon as we award round 2 of your boner voting.
Which is brought to you in part by a gin martini with an olive.
And X96 is a proud partner to the 2019 Sundance Institute. Don't miss the film festival happening January 24th through February 3rd with screenings and events in Salt Lake City, Park City. Films, screenings, and tickets are available at Sundance.org. And I believe we gave some tickets away to a Sundance film.
We did, to Brady Greenhall. I said gin martini with an olive, and I saw Bill Frost go.
That sounds pretty good right now.
Man, I could just go home and have one of those right now.
Think so, yeah.
So we had boner candidate number 1. I need a bloomin' onion. I really need one. It's a woman assaulting her parents for not taking her to the Outback Steakhouse. Boner candidate number 2. Dude, it was 33 years ago. For some reason, this guy just flipped out that when his dad said, you know, son, I was in the delivery room and helped deliver you when you were a baby 33 years ago.
He didn't want his dad to see his wiener ever.
Yes.
Ever.
I think that's what it was.
And that was...
You saw my wiener? And then boner candidate number 3, possible sex abuse. I would say it was probable sex abuse. A woman in a vegetative state for over 10 years gives birth. And you know what? That's prompting an investigation.
Yes.
And that's also the winner. by the other two got the number one got 7 votes, number 2 got 4 votes.
It's kind of not a fair
No.
contest today.
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 2. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We're going to take both those winners and put them into Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you will decide Boner of the Day. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Of course, Carrie Cabin Fever, your go-to shop for laughter, kitschy memories, creative, fun merchandise located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right, brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com, available now. New episode is named King Dank.
Yeah.
That's coming up. It's available now, as a matter of fact. The geek world is a weird world.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a world where if I'd have said to you 15 years ago that the DC comic book movie that made the most money would be Aquaman, you'd punch me if I told you that, if I came from the
Shut
future.
up,
I'm not a violent person.
You're a damn liar.
I probably just would have gone, get out.
But there it is.
But Entourage predicted it.
Entourage predicted it.
So more than Wonder Woman now.
More than Wonder Woman, it is their most money-making
They're surprised
character.
too.
Even
they
yes.
did not think that this would
Exactly. So there we live in that world now. So I get up this morning and I see the headline that says Game of Thrones final seasons. You know, we get some footage.
Yeah.
And I was, I like Game of Thrones.
Sure.
And so I was very excited to watch that. And sure enough, we get some extra footage. It's mostly just a dragon flying around.
Yeah.
But we do get that crucial shot of Daenerys Targaryen in Winterfell or somewhere being introduced. And Sansa,
looks like Winterfell.
Yeah, Sansa Stark says, it's all yours.
There you go, baby.
There you go.
You're now the new queen of Winterfell.
Good luck with that.
And I was excited to see that. And so I clicked on that. Well, not only did I get that, I got the Watchmen TV series that they've been working on. I got a lot of footage. Quite a lot of footage. I was really quite pleased. It's featuring an all-star cast headlined by Regina King, featuring Jeremy Irons, Gene Smart, the new Watchmen TV drama set to bow this year. It is a sequel to the comic book more than the movie necessarily, but we got a lot of great footage of all of it. So I encourage you all to go and watch all this footage if you're a fan of Watchmen, certainly, or Game of Thrones, certainly. But you also get some True Detective footage. You get to look at that. But it's all of HBO's stuff coming up in 2019 that they're excited.
It's a big HBO promo.
Yeah.
Just begun.
This is the feeling I've been
So
searching
you
for
get
my
you
entire
get
life.
Euphoria, you get Big Little Lies.
No, what happened that night?
Meryl Streep's joining Big Little Lies. Veep, you get some scenes from that. Barry. Some Barry. But Game of Thrones, there it is.
Winterfell is yours.
No Arliss reboot.
No Arliss reboot.
No.
Arliss.
Chernobyl, Catherine the Great, Divorce, The Deuce, all that. So you get all of that footage, but you get a considerable amount of Watchmen footage in there. So I was very excited about that. I'm looking forward to that.
I got the impression that Sansa Stark was less than
None too pleased,
yeah,
you think?
less than thrilled with greeting to Daenerys.
You know that's your aunt, don't you, John?
Carrie.
Oh, come on. A year ago. Let's see. We also got last week a preview for Punisher Season 2.
Life is just trying not to be lonely. It's like a bomb went off inside my mind.
At the end of the first season, Frank had finally made his way to the support group for veterans. Seemed like he's going to be able to leave behind the vigilante life.
Something on the edges. Someone.
The newest trailer.
Waiting for me. This face has everything that I ever did wrong written all over it.
This face he's referring to is Billy Russo's Jigsaw, who's a character from the Punisher comic.
I'm not the one who dies.
So it looks like
I'm
Frank
the one who does the killing.
Yep, Frank will be back January 18th. And my prediction is this will be the final season of The Punisher you'll see on Netflix, because Disney is
Oh, right.
starting their own thing, and Netflix is pissed. I thought it was Disney making all of this go away. It's Netflix. They're pissed, and they're like, okay, fine.
Get out.
Get out.
Don't let the door hit you.
We're Netflix. We've already established this model. We'll be fine. We don't need your stuff. So there you go. So that's coming up on the 19th of this month. Another movie, like I said, the Aquaman movie is such an odd anomaly. If you'd have told me that Venom, the Venom movie, was going to make all this money, I would have called you a liar or punched you. But Venom is now available out on Blu-ray and download, and there are quite a few Easter eggs in there. For example, kind of an obscure reference, Eddie lives in the Schuler apartment complex, if you'll see in the movie. Named for Randy Schuler, an unsung hero in Venom history. Schuler was a hardcore Spider-Man fan and wrote to Marvel Comics, just as a fan.
This is a real story.
It's a real story.
Okay.
In the 1980s, suggesting that Spider-Man get an upgraded black costume, courtesy of the Fantastic Four leader Reed Richards. To his surprise, then Marvel editor Jim Shooter, who we interviewed a long, long time ago, wrote him back to say the publisher would like to buy his idea for $220. That's $566 in today's money. Shooter said that Schuler would be given a shot at scripting the story. That part did not work out. But eventually the Black Spider-Man costume was introduced as part of the Secret War storyline, and later that alien costume developed into Venom. A little bit of backstory for you. I'm still watching Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead.
Yeah, me too.
Now,
I gave up.
Austin Emilio, who played Dwight, who was the guy with the burned face.
Who stole Daryl's vest.
Stole Daryl's vest. But he was banished.
Right.
And left the show. Then the new season started up with the time jump, right?
And we haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him since. We know where he's gone.
To Fear?
To Fear the Walking Dead. He will be joining Fear the Walking Dead. So that character will be on Fear the Walking Dead. Finally, this. Todd McFarlane, who created Spawn, comic book, it was a movie as well. And he's been pushing really hard for a Spawn reboot, and he's been running up against all kinds of, he goes to the Hollywood people, says, give me money to make a Spawn movie, and they say, well, what did you have in mind? And he says, I want a Spawn movie that doesn't have Spawn in it. I said, well, we need Spawn. It's called Spawn. You need to...
Yeah, what do you want to call it?
He says, well, okay, he'll be in it, but not very much, like the shark in Jaws. It'll be like that. And they're like, well, is it... And now he's got Hollywood chomping at the bit now. They want to throw money at this because he said of the Spawn reboot, there's no joy, there's going to be no fun lines in it, and it's just going to be this dark, ugly 2 hours worth of movie, which is essentially what a lot of supernatural horror movies are anyway. There's not a lot of funny in them. That seems to be a weird hurdle for a lot of people in this city, Hollywood, to get over because they sort of go into a superhero / Avengers default all the time.
What? He's not making friends.
No. And worse, he's being the cool kid. Yeah, I'm not going to make your funny superhero movie. Mine's going to be dark and scary and meaningful. There you go. Good luck, Todd. It'll be a failure. Sorry. Hate to say it, but there you go. Show me what you got, but I predict.
Friend of the program says accident and right two-lane closure, I-15 northbound just after the Lehigh Main Street on-ramp. Thank you for sending that in via text at 33986. If you see anything, please let us know. I'll pass it along.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Coming up, we'll get your potty break dedication song.
You can send in your dedications, radio from hell at x96.com. Put dedication in the subject line. Then a brief description of who you would like to dedicate a song to and why.
Mm-hmm. So that's coming up next. But the thing is, though, I get to pick the song.
That's the little twist.
Yeah, and then Gina has to make the dedication fit to the song that I pick. All right. All that and more on the way. Stand by. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Why don't you do this? Focus on the new year with LASIK from Hoops Vision.
All right.
I did this many, many years ago. I got LASIK when LASIK wasn't cool, man. Bill, you went to Hoops Vision.
Yeah.
Bill Frost had it done.
Oh, yeah.
And it is quick, painful, simple.
Well, not painful.
not painful, and it's simple, really. I mean, there's a lot of complicated technology involved in it.
He meant painless is what he meant.
Yeah, you said painful.
It's painful. No, it's painless. Did I say painful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is without pain. It is amazingly without pain. I mean,
It's just a pressure. It's just a little like pushing.
Yeah. And now, Hoops Vision, you call them at 877-30-LASIK or go online to Hoops Vision, HOOPES vision.com. Schedule your VIP consultation today, and I think you'll just be amazed at how. And ask them about their 24-month zero interest financing as well. That's a really great thing. And they also have what they call a See Clearly guarantee. They'll explain that to you. Use your FSA money. Start doing it now. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com. Do it today.
Oh, gross. It is gunky out there. Show you care about Utah's air.
Claps. Claps. Spell it with me now. C-L-A-P-S. Claps. And now we'll use it in some dialogue, starring as our two Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. We join the boys now at the Ward Cultural Hall as they take in a revival of the great theatrical production Saturday's Warrior. As the show nears its climax, LeGrand R. Dunn becomes highly emotional. Again, the word is claps. Let's listen.
Oh, this is such an uplifting show, LeVar. And this is the most uplifting moment in the whole Saturday's Warrior production.
I have to admit, LeGrand, I too am stirred. That girl who plays Julie Flinders has a way about her. She's a nice-looking young woman. I am stirred.
Oh, she found her true spiritual mate. And they're going to have a wonderful life together, and they'll have a big brood of kids, too. No abortions for them. Oh, that evil Mac, that son of perdition, he'll never have influence on them.
A girl like that you wouldn't mind having an influence on, though.
I have never experienced a theatrical moment like this before, LeVar. I think I'm having some palpitations.
I, too, am experiencing some palpitations, LeGrand. I wonder if the girl playing Julie's single.
I'm feeling faint, LeVar.
LeGrand?
Everything's going to gray.
You okay?
I think I'm gonna collapse. Oh, I'm gonna collapse. Help! Catch me, LeVar. I'm gonna collapse.
LeGrand, get up. You're embarrassing me. Wake up. Oh, my heck, he's out cold. Somebody call a paramedic. Is there a doctor in the house? Anybody know CPR? My friend LeGrand said he's going to collapse, and he did. He collapsed. Somebody help. Wake up. Wake up.
Oh, LeVar, get help. Don't let me pass through the veil to the other side.
Oh, you just fainted, puss boy.
FM and HD1, Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake City, 96.3 FM. Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, so it's time for the potty break dedication.
This dedication comes from Tally. Tally sent this into Radio from Hell at x96.com. She put radio dedication in the subject line, and you can too. This dedication, she says, goes to my son Kyson, who's on his way to school listening to X96 on his drive. Why does he listen to X96? Because I raised him right. That's why. Mommy loves you, Kai. And Mommy loves you because you are hustling it.
No.
To get.
See,
What?
you no longer get to prepare anymore.
What's the song?
From now, well, see, the song that was scheduled is "Can't Knock the Hustle" from Weezer. I think from now on, you read the dedication, and then I
have
will
no
tell you.
idea what song it is.
Then I will tell you what the
Okay.
song is, and you have to, in that second, find a way to make that dedication pay off with that song.
I think she would have come up with just exactly that.
Maybe.
Anyway.
But
okay, so
you can't stop the hustle, Kyson. You got to hustle your way into school and make something out of yourself. Kyson,
Well, this is great.
here's your dedication.
Well, you'll have to excuse me because I have to use the bathroom.
Tonight on
Rod Decker, undercover.
Ace reporter Rod Decker goes undercover at the state capitol. What really goes on at the legislature? What are the power brokers up to? Rod knows the legislators put up a facade when they see him coming with a camera crew, and so Decker disguises himself as a schoolgirl on a field trip with Mrs. Spencer's 6th grade class.
Okay, kids, now settle down. Before we get back on the bus and go back to school, I want you to meet Governor Mike Leavitt.
Hi, kids. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to the Capitol today. Very important work takes place here. Do you have any questions? Yes, you, the tow-headed kid with the striped shirt.
What's with the car in the basement? Is that the Employee of the Month's car?
No, that's the Mormon Meteor. It was once the world speed record holder. Okay, you, the boy with the hat on backwards.
How come the Capitol has gold on the top of it? Isn't that a waste of money?
Well, Sonny, that's not gold, it's copper. Like a Duracell battery. And we have time for one more question before I have to get back to running the state. You in the back, the tall, homely girl with the pigtails and glasses.
Tell me, Governor Leavitt, will we have to spend tax money on the Olympics? How do you feel about having an official beer of the Olympic Games? What about I-15? Is it on schedule and anywhere near budget? Will tobacco be outlawed in this state?
Hold on here. You ask a lot of questions for a little girl. Say, I know you from somewhere.
I can assure you, sir, that you have never met me before. As you can see, I'm just an average 6th grade girl on a field trip.
You're Rod Decker.
No, my name is LaDonna, and what you're saying is, rather than handle some tough questions from a schoolgirl, you would prefer to make accusations about my true identity.
I knew it. You are Rod Decker. Rod, why didn't you just ask for an interview?
Well, there you have it. Politicians won't even let their guard down in front of innocent children. You can't get a straight answer from them, no matter who you are.
That's tonight on
Rod Decker, Undercover.
On the Channel 2 News at 6 and 10.
Hasta luego, Kyson. Well, you go to school. Adios, Kyson.
We got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by for that. So you went. Why did you go see the Bumblebee?
Well,
movie?
Because we had free tickets.
Oh, I saw the.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I didn't. It was. I found out about that afterwards.
Oh.
I saw the Bird Box too. I watched that over the weekend. That is a really good movie on Netflix. I decided I love Sandra Bullock.
Now you love?
Yeah.
Now you're on the bandwagon.
I mean, I always
after
kinda-
all these years.
I always kind of liked her. Okay, you
Well,
know.
welcome back.
But but she was just great in it. And whoever I was just looking up, whoever played her, ended up the guy who ended up being her love interest.
Oh yeah.
He was great.
Can't remember
too.
his name. But why did you go see the Bumblebee movie?
And Taylor Pruitt Vince is in it too in Bird Box, which is great. Well, because my daughter is 14 and she's about to be 15.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go to a movie, and I was suggesting movies, and that was one that she said, "Yeah, I could probably go see that." Now, and I said, "Okay, we'll take you to that." She knows nothing about Transformers at all.
This would be a good place for her to start, actually.
Yeah. And I don't know that much about them. I know, I know the basics.
That's all you really need to know. If you get too deep in the weeds, it
Yeah.
can get really.
And you don't really need to know much. You don't really need to know anything about Transformers to see this movie.
Again, this movie is a good place to start because it establishes the universe.
And it's got a young girl as the star.
As the star, yeah.
She really liked it.
Oh, good.
She thought it was really good.
I heard it's the best one.
It is, and I've only seen bits and pieces of the other ones, and I didn't really care for them.
It's a shame it's not making more money
Isn't
or
it?
being seen by people. No.
It's very good.
Because it's the same crowd that
It's-
would go see Aquaman, probably. So maybe Aquaman's winning that.
It's very, very, very good. It's by the numbers. I mean, you know everything that's going to happen, and it's corny, and it just plays every single trope that I mean, you just know. Okay, here's what's going to happen next. Yup. Here's what's going to happen next. Yup. But they do it just right, and they do it with such sincerity. That girl, that woman, Haley Steinfeld, is superb. She's so honest and sweet and nice, and not a false note in her performance. Oh, and you know who plays her mother? Pamela Adlon.
Really?
Yes.
They kind of look alike.
Interesting to see her there.
That was and she's just she's just solid as the mother. There's the right amount of comedy in it. They give everybody who's in it, even the smallest characters. There's a guy who has 4 lines in it who plays her boss at the amusement park. He has probably 4 lines. They give him a bit. They give him something.
Everybody gets a moment.
Everybody gets something. John Cena, who doesn't have a big role in it, but a big enough role, he's very good. He's a bad guy kind of. A redeemed bad guy, and it's kind of the Iron Giant too in a lot of ways, and the I was pleasantly surprised.
Did you have popcorn?
No, because the deal is, I'll take you to a movie. We can either have snacks at the movie or we can go out for dinner, but not both.
Do you go to dinner before?
No.
You gotta wait hungry through the movie?
Well, Gina, it depends on when you go to the movie. If you're not hungry before you go to the movie, you don't go to dinner because
You go to dinner and then dessert is at the movie. You could you get a little tiny
Gina,
treat.
why must you persist on telling everyone how they have to do
I
things?
just think it could. We could improve
Gina, stop.
on this.
No, Gina, stop. Stop.
You weren't sitting there in the movie wishing you had something.
No, I was not. I had some water, and it was fine.
Where did you go eat after?
We actually, because it was late and it was Friday, and
It was late.
Late. we had a lovely time.
Okay, good.
And
I would have been hungry.
we got some takeout and went home, and it was wonderful. It was fine. It was perfect. It was a great evening, and it was just fine for us. We didn't do it your way. We didn't do it your way. But I would just say, oh, and the Bumblebee character, the robot, the Transformer. It's amazing the close-up stuff, how they can make this mechanical thing, anthropomorphize it, give it emotion, and I mean, it's really astonishing.
I said the same thing about Herbie the Love Bug when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. It's
Emotion?
really close to
Herbie
that.
had emotion.
It is really close to that. Yeah,
And
very
Herbie
close.
rides again. There was all right, I'm not gonna get into that with you.
Anyway, it was it's very good. Bumblebee, really good movie.
We got a boner fight coming up to determine who is boner of the day. Before that, a reasonable amount of news. First of all, Gina needs to tell us about her bra.
I got a little worried.
What?
Because I thought maybe I forgot to put my bra on this morning. But then I checked, and it's there. But I forgot because it's so comfortable. thirdlove.com. You can still get the deal if you go to thirdlove.com/Gina. That's Gina. You get 15% off your first purchase, and it'll just automatically, you don't have to put in another code or anything. It'll automatically do that when you check out. And when you go there, you will take the Fit Finder quiz. It's a quick quiz. It'll just take a couple minutes, and it'll help you get the bra that will fit you perfectly. They have cups from A through H, bands up to size 48, and 50% of women, they fall in between somewhere. And Third Love knows that. That's how the Fit Finder quiz is going to help you get some half cup sizing if you need it. So go to thirdlove.com/Gina now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase.
Every weekday afternoon, join me, Todd Newcomb, as
Your trainer isn't coming in today, is he?
Yeah.
Gina?
Yeah,
Zach?
I guess.
Oh, because I'm worried.
Why?
I lost his pen. I lost the pen.
You
he
had
gave
it
me.
yesterday.
Already.
Yes.
You
and I lost it between. See, you see what I mean?
You just had it
I said I
yesterday.
lost his pen, and did you hear
It was right there.
Did you hear the note of attack in her voice? Well, you had it yesterday.
I saw you with it. We talked about your pen yesterday.
And I lost it after that.
So it was in here, and then where did you go?
Let's retrace your steps, Bill.
Let's not.
What'd you do right after the show yesterday?
I know the last time I saw my pen.
Where was it?
At the when I was at the grocery store.
I thought
what?
I thought it was a work pen. You take it from
A
here
work
to your
pen?
desk.
What's a work pen?
I don't
Pen
know.
you leave at work.
With your work papers.
I'm just nervous.
Carry your same pen around with you all day. You got a pen in your
I
car.
carry
you
it
got a
right here,
pen.
and it's gone.
Work pen?
But I'm just.
So you always have a pen at work.
Gina, what would you
You take it
possibly do
home.
with a work pen?
No.
Why do you don't need a pen at work? You don't need a
Doodle
pen
while
at
I'm on
work.
the phone.
It's a pen she's had since she was a child. It's never run out of ink.
So
You have pens at home. You have a pen in your car. You have a pen at work. You don't carry the same pen everywhere.
I like that pen.
yeah.
Not enough to keep track of
Well,
it.
now, what happens if you take your pen from work home? Does it become a home pen, or is it still designated work pen and you better get it back?
No, because that's traveling twice. It might not
What?
make it back. That's a home pen now.
It's
You
a
gotta
home
get
pen
new pen
now.
at work.
How you doing, home pen? How you doing, home pen?
I'd like to use this pen. Unfortunately, it's
my
my home pen.
Ed Brass
my
is
home pen.
Ed Brass
Hold on,
is-
let me give you the number. Oh, I only have my home pen here.
Ed Brass has a theory as to where your pen is. He says that it's probably sticking out of the guy's eye socket from the Zappa concert last night.
Yeah. Could be. Well, I just don't want Zach to find out that I lost the pen he gave me.
Well, he knows now.
He's a pen lover like you are.
Yeah.
Pen lover?
Yo,
we have laws against that
yo,
kind of
pen
thing.
lover.
Watch it.
X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 9:21. We do have Boner Fight coming up to determine who is Boner of the Week. Or Boner of the Day, excuse me. And eventually,
Carrie, it's only Monday.
I want it over so badly. I really do. Boner of the Day coming up in just a few moments. About 6 minutes from now, 6 or 7 minutes, we'll do that. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Lisa, 2018 Honda Civic LX CVT from Stockton 12 Honda for just $5 a day. Honda Civics for just $5 a day, only at Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall.
Well, Christian Bale won a Golden Globe for his role as Dick Cheney in the movie Vice, taking the time in his acceptance speech to thank Satan for inspiration in playing the former vice president.
Hail Satan.
And calling Cheney and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell charisma-free a-holes.
Yay.
Upon heading up to the stage to accept his Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, the 44-year-old Bale thanked Vice Director Adam McKay for casting him to play someone absolutely charisma-free and reviled by everybody, adding that from that point forward, he'd been cornering the market on playing charisma-free a-holes.
Hail Satan!
What do you think?
Satan!
What do you think? Mitch McConnell next? Bale quipped before adding, "Thank you, Satan, for giving me inspiration on how to play Cheney." People on Twitter had a lot to say about that. And so did Liz Cheney, the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Wow.
Shut up. No?
No, that's not what she said. Liz Cheney, who is a member of Congress, tweeted not long after the remarks, sharing a link to a report in The Independent about Christian Bale's arrest in 2008 in connection with an allegation of assault.
Oh, had to go there, didn't it?
British authorities ultimately did not charge him with a crime. Satan probably inspired him to do this too, she wrote.
Had to dig that one up.
He was arrested for an assault on his mother and sister. It was, as I recall, they were in an argument about money. They were trying to get some money from him.
But I also believe Christian has a temper
He
that
does.
gets him in trouble.
I think they were arguing about money. It was not much of a physical fight. They later sort of said we were all at fault, as I recall, and he was not charged with anything.
Ha ha! Serious.
Let's see where else we got to go here. People across northern Utah reported feeling and hearing what seemed like a sonic boom on Saturday. The boom happened around 11 a.m. I thought it was just me.
Did you hear?
No, I didn't
No.
actually. Especially in Ogden and surrounding cities, calls and emails flooded into various newsrooms, police agencies, asking what caused it. Most people felt it was probably a sonic boom caused by jets or other aircraft at Hill Air Force Base. But the Air Force Base said no, nothing at the Air Force Base did it.
Aliens? It's aliens.
One resident in South Ogden said he heard and felt two separate sonic booms. It was like those jets, except more intense. It was like a cross between a sonic boom and an earthquake tremor. It used to be fairly common, and a lot of people won't remember this, but when I was a kid, jets would do it all the time. They would do it sometimes for fun, I think.
But
And
they're saying, but Hill Air Force Base is saying that's not what it was.
The practice was it's against the law. It's illegal to do it. But I think Air Force jets. We used to hear it around here fairly often because jet fighters would they kind of dug doing it. They liked doing it. According to the University of Utah Seismograph Station and maps from the USGS, there weren't any seismic events, so nobody knows quite what it is.
It's a Russian.
Was.
It was a Russian.
No, I would.
It's crickets.
Crickets?
I would. Crickets, yeah.
Crickets.
It's a loud cricket.
So they were all together. All the crickets.
With tear-filled eyes, community members of all ages presented flowers, flags, and ribbons in honor of Provo Police Department fallen officer Joseph Schreiner, who was killed in the line of duty Saturday night. One by one, community members came forward to pay their respects to a man most of them never knew, but respect more than anything. The officer that passed away wasn't a sacrifice for the city, it was for the state and the nation as well, said one visitor. For some visitors, the announcement of Schreiner's death brought sadness, and people just gathered to express their feelings about the lost officer. He was killed in the line of duty while apprehending a suspect. The suspect was shot. I don't know if they've released his name yet or not.
I haven't seen it.
But the suspect was wounded in the confrontation with Officer Schreiner and is in the hospital under guard. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was not at the Supreme Court this morning as it meets for its first day of oral arguments in the new year. The court's public information officer said that Justice Ginsburg, who was still recovering from surgery last month to remove 2 cancerous nodules from her lung, would still be able to vote on the cases by reviewing the transcripts of oral arguments. Ginsburg, who is 85, has survived other bouts of cancer, which never caused her to miss oral arguments. She was released from the hospital about 2 weeks ago, according to the court, following the surgery earlier last month. The court said there was no evidence of any remaining disease following the surgery. The nodules themselves were discovered incidentally following tests after a fall she sustained in November. The key liberal justice returned to the court shortly after the fall, but that fractured 3 of her ribs last November. She has said she will continue to serve on the Supreme Court as long as she is able to do the job.
Hang in there, Ruth.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go. The winner from round 1 going up against the winner from round 2. Back in the 7 o'clock hour, this is the victorious candidate. I only steal when I'm doing heroin. And that day, I was doing meth. This is a local candidate. St. George, that is. A St. George man whose fingerprints and other evidence pinned him to a burglary scene. The police went to him and said, we have evidence that you committed this crime. He said, no, it couldn't have been me. I was at a Motel 6 here in St. George that day, and I was doing meth. I was high on meth, and I never commit crimes while I'm doing meth. I do my criminal activity while I'm shooting heroin. When I'm high on heroin, that's when I do crime. So it couldn't have been me. They arrested him. Going up against the winner from round 2 in the 8 o'clock hour, possible sex abuse, I would say probable sex abuse. A woman who's been in a vegetative state in a long-term care facility. She's been there for 10 years. No one realized that she was pregnant. She gave birth. It has prompted an investigation. They don't know who did it or how this happened, but they say they will get to the bottom of it. The child was born apparently a healthy child. Possible sex abuse? I would say probable sex abuse. That's boner candidate number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates which one is the worst, which one should be named Boner of the Day for January 7, 2019. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. And then text that to 33986. That's all we need in the message is just that single digit. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight January 7, 2019 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. But we've only got 4 minutes to do this in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
I have a 7-year-old, so
exactly.
Who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life. Now.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady. Yeah. I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to.
Then quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is.
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah,
multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge,
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out of state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu. By close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer? I guess it is kind of close quarters, the kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds. And some, here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
That was it.
That's it.
You handled a fighting cock.
I have to admit, I've handled a fighting
You had handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating protected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst, it's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them. That,
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney,
does.
Ed Brass says sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments. This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat
Why
you.
should it be?
No.
We're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea
Yeah.
here.
Allred, Utah's most trusted newsman. Well, it's a title we gave him all by ourselves with no vetting whatsoever. If we say it, it must be true. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:36, and time to award Boner of the Day.
Which is brought to you by,
In part.
by, it's the chicken tot pie. That's a, chicken pot pie, except you use tater tots instead of crust.
Chicken tot, pot.
And then a martini.
And LHM Used Cars, they have over 1,000 used vehicles in inventory, 6 locations, Orem, Sandy, Murray, Ogden, 90th South, plus trucks and imports located in Sandy or lhmusedcars.com.
Boner candidate number 1 was, I only steal when I'm doing heroin, and that particular day, officer, I was not doing heroin. I was on meth that day. I remember distinctly, so I could not have committed that crime.
And see, it seems to me like meth would be more of a crime-conducive committing kind of thing.
That would have been, but although not having much experience with either one, just a little, I don't know for sure, but didn't matter because the other one, possible sex abuse. Well, I would say probable. Somebody got this woman who was in a coma. Someone got her pregnant. It was not immaculate conception.
No.
That's the winner.
There you go. That's your Boner of the Day for January 7, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will be decided on Friday at about this time.
Oh, we have a full week this week, don't we?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
We got to work 5 days this week.
Yeah, 4 more, Gina. 4 more. Gird your loins.
I don't have loins anymore, remember?
That's right.
Carrie, you saw the Bird Box, but you haven't seen it yet, Gina?
No.
So I just want to ask Carrie, do you know who Taylor Pruitt Vince is? The actor?
Not by name. If I saw the person, I might.
He's the guy when they, and I won't spoil anything, but when they reach their destination.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who's kind of running the place. The big guy with the beard.
Okay, yeah, he has played bad guys and good guys.
Yeah.
In various things.
He's really a good actor.
Yeah, very sincere.
But he has a really small part in that movie, right? He had top billing in the.
Did he?
At the end, I noticed when they do the credits, he's like the 4th person mentioned after John Malkovich in the credits.
Really?
Which I thought was odd because that's a small role.
I mean, he had maybe 4 lines.
I know, but I was just wondering if maybe he had more and then he got cut out or something.
I can't imagine.
Anyway.
You know who I saw yesterday?
Wait a minute. Who?
Our friend Charlie Halford.
Oh.
They did a special Vixens unit
SVU marathon on USA yesterday, and I was unaware that Charlie Halford was in an episode where he gets shot and killed in a courtroom. And I went, that looks a lot like Charlie Halford, our good friend, who
So
actually...
you didn't see him. You saw him on TV.
No, I saw him on the TV, but he is a really bad guy.
Mhm.
And it was worth mentioning that it was the Special Vixens Unit marathon of Law and Order SVU yesterday. One of 2 shows that I watch on the television.
That's one of 2 shows.
Yeah, I don't watch much television.
What's the other one?
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right up your alley.
Oh, and Conference.
Yeah, well, technically not a TV show.
That's a special event.
No, it's a TV show.
Is
It's a
it?
series. It's a
series?
It's a limited
limited run.
series.
Okay.
It's a
I
series.
could buy into that.
Mhm.
But that's actually not why I came in. Carrie, I am to take you to task. I ran into a friend of the program, Piper, at the medical assistants from the University of Utah when I was doing their party on Friday night.
All
and
right.
she said, you go in and wag finger at Carrie.
Huh?
Why he doesn't play the Florida, I'm on my way, here to stay, nevermore, whenever we do Florida stories, because whenever you guys say, she says...
Well, there are too many.
Whenever you guys share
today.
a Florida story, she hears it in her head.
But see, here's the thing. You're hearing it in your head. If I were to play it every time we had a story about crazy people in Florida, we'd be playing it like 3 times a day because half the boner candidates seem to come from Florida, and you'd be hearing it all the time, and you'd then be sick of it, and you'd be complaining, Piper. Oh, God, would you stop playing it?
He saves it for just special.
So I save it for the occasional.
An extra Florida.
Maybe a little more often.
Back home, where the sun shines by daytime, my sweetheart shines at nighttime.
I forgot how long it was.
Yeah.
Florida, my Florida, I'm coming back to you.
Makes me miss Boardwalk Empire. That's where it was from.
Yeah.
I'm done with Florida, by the way.
Altogether?
Ever again?
Yeah, I have no.
I have spent so much time in Florida in my life.
I have no need for any more Florida.
I don't really ever want to go back.
I'll say this, because off the air we were talking about Disneyland.
The prices went up.
Yeah.
The price went up, and they're getting ready for that Star Wars land is why.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, and I think I agree with Bill. As much love and affection as I have for the Anaheim Disneyland, I think maybe it's
no,
too...
you'll go to the Star Wars.
I mean, I will, but not on opening day, for God's sake.
No, not an opening year, probably.
Not even an opening year, unless there's some sort of media event.
You know what,
that
Carrie,
I can go to,
you're important enough in that community.
Well, you'd think.
No, I'm serious. You should start now trying to get an invitation to whatever preview thing they have.
Okay, well...
That way you could see it without...
I'll call the people I know. But no, I think that as far as Anaheim goes, I may be done. Because it really is a small park.
It's very difficult, even
even
in the off days.
And it's running, there are no off days anymore. It used to be you could pick seasons where it just wasn't busy. It's just not the case anymore.
It may be different for you, but this is why most of Utah will not stop going to Anaheim Disneyland.
It's close.
They get in the car and it's close. You try and get to Florida, and I don't know how much Gina paid for our tickets, but you're lucky if you find them under $400 a person to go to Florida.
Oh,
Plus, it's a whole day of travel.
Oh,
so
it was totally expensive, but it was really such a wonderful experience for Disney parks.
Right. But
Well,
you pay for it, and most people can't afford
I
to
mean,
pay for it.
Walt Disney himself said, this is the way I wanted it." When he did the Florida.
It was huge. Yes, there was a lot of walking. Yes, but it did not seem crowded. Right. And with that, they have that watch band thing where you can pre-program your fast passes and your day. That was just all the thought was taken out of it. You're just like, oh, we need to be at this time. Let's go.
I mean, I just don't know how people afford it.
Yeah.
Because $150 a person, that's before you buy a churro. That's before
They do something. I'll point this out to you, Gina. They save up.
That's a lot. You want to take a family of 4 to...
They do something called saving their money.
I don't think they do. I think they put it on a credit card and they pay for that trip for years.
Not here in Utah. We save up.
You send aside 10% for the Lord and 10% for Lord
Disney.
Mickey.
But and the thing about Anaheim is you can go down and a day, maybe 2 days, you can accomplish just about everything you need. Florida, you do need 4 or 5 days.
Easy.
But it was just so much more satisfying for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so we got to take a break. We will be back. Stand by. First, though, we got to tell you about the Housing Gap Coalition.
Listen, this is, we need the population growth here in Utah is among the highest, along the Wasatch Front, highest in the nation.
There's more people needing housing than there is housing available.
Utah's population is going to double by 2050. Families are being forced to live further apart. The bulk of the growth is coming from within Utah. Since 2011, the housing gap has been above 50,000 units, and it's growing. For the first time in 40 years, more Utahns need a home than there are homes available. And those that the most can't afford to live in our communities: teachers, firefighters, police officers. Building affordable housing near employment opportunities and public transportation reduces drivers on the road.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of thing that we need to talk about.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, we need well-planned growth, helps build communities we love at prices that we can afford. So if you want to support multi-use land development, work alongside people with opposing views to find reasonable solutions, visit UtahHousingGap.com. UtahHousingGap.com. Join the conversation and be a part of this solution.
Here at X96. Wilson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right. 9:51 right now.
Let's see. Yeah, I really liked Bird Box. I was surprised.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's it's almost, it's kind of an allegory in a way. It's
Oh, you're gonna make it all.
You don't have to.
Can I just
You don't have
enjoy
to
it?
watch
Even if he says this,
you don't have to
you
watch
don't
it.
have to make it into what he says. You can just watch
Can I
it
just-
and
okay,
turn your
good.
brain off and go, "Oh, there's Sandra Bullock. She's wonderful."
And I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember. So the guy from the supermarket in it, Carrie.
Yes.
The guy who with the glasses.
He works at the supermarket.
Don't give anything
I'm
away.
I'm not going to. And he has the theory, the theory, and he has a kind of a stutter. And I kept thinking, who is this guy? I know I've seen him somewhere. And then I looked him up. It's Lil Rel Howery. Is that how you say his name?
Oh yeah.
He was in Get Out.
Oh,
He was the TSA guy in Get Out.
Oh, I didn't even recognize
Jordan
him.
Peele's funny friend.
Oh, he was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own TV series.
Isn't that how you say his name? Lil Rel Howery, I think it is.
Yeah, he's got, I think that's his TV series, Rel.
Yeah.
It's on after Family Guy, I want to say.
Anyway, everybody was good, and John Malkovich, of course, is his slimy self.
Mm-hmm.
But should they have done with that like they talked about A Quiet Place, where, because if John Krasinski had his way, you wouldn't have heard anything in that whole movie, like it would have been totally silent the whole thing.
So
So Bird Box, would it be just like an audio?
So would you not have seen
movie?
anything?
No.
Should have just been
Only when they do it, like when Sandra Bullock
No.
has the. Just think about it. It's kind of
no.
an interesting
Gina,
idea.
What, you wanted the movie screen to be black except
So-
when she
Except
takes
for
off
when
a-
she takes off the.
No.
So you're saying that 25% of the movie should be a podcast?
At
Yes.
least. No.
But
That
you
would
don't
be-
know. You don't know when it's going to come off.
No,
so you're
Gina.
experiencing it like she is.
Watch the movie and then come
No.
back,
No.
and we'll talk.
No.
It's not a bad idea.
The first part of the movie, where there's a lot of chaos, is so well done. It's where there's everything's
Trying to
going.
figure out what's going on.
Well, and where everything's going crazy. Which happens in a lot of post-apocalyptic movies, where the world is suddenly going upside down, and you see that happen in a lot of movies. And sometimes they pull it off well, and sometimes it's not so good. This is just really, whoever directed all that action just did it great, just great. And you're just going, what the hell?
No, everybody was like, "Oh, it's like A Quiet Place," and so I went into it like that. But then I went, "No, this really isn't.
It's not.
It's not. It's got its own unique circumstances and a different situation, really. That Quiet Place, I could see myself surviving in A Quiet Place. Bird Box, I don't see myself surviving.
I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did what she did.
Yeah.
Because she's Sandra Bullock.
That's right.
Exactly.
She's a survivor?
She survived outer space.
Right?
And then she did this with 2 kids. 2 kids.
Yeah.
She's tough.
Yeah.
She didn't need anybody.
I'll watch it.
She's great with
I
those
want to
kids.
watch it. I should have watched it before either of you.
She's a national treasure.
Those 2 little kids are terrific too, especially the little girl is just so.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful and touching and sweet. And,
all right, let's do the promo.
Let me find it here. It's disappeared into the realms of my computer. There we go.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 8 a.m., Jonathan from the 3-Bit Gamers Show will be in to talk about the video games to look forward to in 2019.
Also, we'll have Sundance Film Festival tickets to give away for check-ins.
Yeah, that's all on. Sorry. It moved.
Florida.
It moved. You will fix this. No, you won't fix it? Wake up bright and early and listen to all 4 hours of the Radio from Hell show on X96. It jumped.
It's on the
It happens. It's okay, Gina. You did so many things right today.
Name them. Name them.
Why can't you say that?
Name them.
Why can't you say that?
Listen, Gina, how would this make you feel? How would this make you feel? Let me try that.
Okay.
It's okay, Gina. You know, you did so many things right today. That's not patronizing at all, is it? Gina, it's okay.
If you were
You know, honey,
sincere.
you did so many things right today.
If you were sincere.
I want you to go home and look in the mirror
Why
and
do
say
you-
to yourself, Gina, it's okay. You did so many things right today.
People always point out what you do wrong. How often do they point out what you do right?
Gina, we didn't have to point out the things you did wrong. They were glaring. Nobody had to point them out.
Okay.
There's no reason to point them out.
No reason.
No. This is the cartoon show that is your life.
She can watch, but not be watched or seen. A woman who in the 17th century would have been burned at the stake. A child of gypsies deserted, yet surviving in a world that has no room for a sorceress. Yet make no mistake, for she is woman, this one.
Yup.
Gina Barberi. All right, is that good?
You bet.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Why don't you point out what I did right?
If I could.
I think Corey's next. Yeah, Corey's next. Okay.
1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now.